It has been a long season of civil war. Rebel teams striking from various bases won their first victories in the dog days of summer. As these punishing battles stretched through the fall, home teams heroically defended their turf. Some stood, some fell. Now, the strongest warriors congregate in an arena that makes the showdown at Geonosis look like an Ewok picnic.
Told you we should have taken a right at Tatooine, not a left.
I find your lack of faith
disturbing.
How the heck am I supposed to wear a headset with these things?
Laugh it up, fuzzball. We're going to be late for the AA championship unless Mr. Cranky Pants here steps on it.
warp speed fast enough for you, Mr. Smarty.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope.
Just use the Force and park in the gold lot already.
Look, I don't tell you which fire hydrants to use.
You don't tell me how to drive. Now, let the game begin.
I said park in the gold lot. What part of gold lot do you not understand? The Pace Academy Knights versus the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane. Next.
Time to play some football.
That's a championship team right there.
It's a hot time tonight.
We are live right here at the Georgia Dome, and we see some fans coming in from Fitzgerald down in South Georgia, getting ready for this 5th of 7 championship games here at the Georgia Dome. They've got their lightsabers, courtesy Georgia EMC, ready for an outstanding Class 2A matchup right here as we take a look at the Pace Academy Lights. The Knights, 12-2 out of Region 6, taking on the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane, 13-1 out of Region 1, a rematch of last year's 2014 quarterfinals. Glad you're with us here this Saturday afternoon. What a gorgeous day outside. It's equally nice inside here at the Georgia Dome. Larry Smith here with Brian Lamar, the coach from Tucker High School. Coach, you've been here before a couple years ago in the title game. What's it like for the coaches and players, the emotion and trying to get ready and settle things down and play for a championship?
It's just one of those things that is kind of indescribable. It's a long haul. You're talking about 16 to 17 week season, depending on where your buys are. It's exhausting, but when you get here, you're excited for it.
There you go. Bring all your strength, all your love, baby, for 48 minutes, and here we go. Let's talk first about these Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane. They finished second in their region, but they've got a star player that everybody in all of the state of Georgia is talking about, their junior running back, J.D. King.
Yeah, J.D. King is a phenomenal football player. I mean, he's fast, he's physical, he's relentless when he runs the ball. He's a great player, and we're looking forward to seeing him put on the show tonight.
Yeah, number 18, over 2,300 yards rushing in this. Also on the defensive side, Buck Lundy, one of the older of the two Lundy brothers. He's the heart and soul of this defensive unit.
Yeah, he's a physical football player, too. He hits people. He's a thumper. He's one of those guys that gets the defense going.
5'7", 217, but he packs a wallop, no question, for Jason Strickland's Purple Hurricane. Meanwhile, for the Pace Academy Knights, they have never been here before. The program began back in 2008. Chris Slade is the heart and soul, we can say, of this coaching staff that came on as a defensive coordinator, now in his third year as a head coach, and the Knights come in. They have a star running back of their own.
Yeah, Deion Jackson, he's outstanding. He plays on both sides of the ball. He's a home run guy. Great feet, great vision, and he runs hard.
Yeah, he really does. A junior, 6'1", 195 already this season. He's got over 1,400 yards rushing, and he began the year as a wide receiver, but put him in the backfield right now. On defense, their leader is Anthony Trent, headed to Princeton, one of the smartest guys on this Pace Academy team.
Yeah, Trent is an outstanding football player also, heading to Princeton, so you know he's intelligent. You'll know he'll do good things for your defense. He's a leader. He has a motor. He'll get after it.
He's that go-to guy that you coaches love on the defense here for Chris Slade and the Pace Academy Knights. So the third member of our broadcast team is Nikki Noto. Let's go down and get her story. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, guys. Well, my story's on the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes. Coach Strickland told me that this is a team that's going to stick to what they know, and that starts with their routine. You guys, they came from South Georgia. They didn't even drive up until this morning. That's a 4.5-hour, 200-mile journey from South Georgia to the big city. They left at 6 a.m. They made a pit stop on 475 where they got off the buses. They did a little bit of stretching, took some bathroom breaks, ate some sandwiches, did a special teams check, and they got here with plenty of time to spare. I saw Coach Strickland pregame out there on the field. He said, "We're ready, and it's time." It's been since 1948 since the Purple Hurricanes have taken home a state title. Larry?
Okay, Nikki, thanks so much. So we take a look here at the keys of the game. We saw there just a moment ago. Of course, you wanted to dethrone the king, Brian. That's J.D. King. You got to stop him. The other side, again, Pace Academy, great job on defense of taking the ball away. Fitzgerald very aware of what they do on that side of the ball.
There's no doubt about it. I know these coaches have prepared these teams well. They're ready for a great football game. You know, everybody knows their assignments and what they got to do. You guys just come out today and get it done.
Yeah, and seize the moment. Pace Academy again, their first ever trip to the title game for Fitzgerald. As John mentioned earlier, Mark, 1948 was the last time that they took home a state championship. We've got the coaches here on the sidelines as well. There's Jason Strickland. What a job he has done for Fitzgerald since arriving there in his fourth season. 41 wins already. And, of course, Chris Slade for Pace Academy. Pace won the toss, and they deferred the kickoff, and so we've got into the end zone. And it's a touchback right there. That's Montrell Harris on the reception, and so we will start 1st and 10 for the Fitzgerald. And there's Chris Slade. What a job he has done. His third year as head coach. School record 12 wins. Their previous record was 9 wins back in 2010. And what a job he has done. We'll talk more about him and his influence. 9 years playing in the NFL, New England Patriots, 1 year the Carolina Panthers, and now settled in here in Atlanta, just up the road here at Pace Academy. And so it is Fitzgerald first off in the purple jerseys, Pace in the white, and their star quarterback James Graham. What a story he has been this year for the Purple Hurricane. Direct snap right to him. They'll take it himself, and a great defense right there. Nice job. Started off there by number 55, Andrew Thomas, among the gang tackles right there. As we take the Regions Bank lineup, take a look at this. Along the front line, there's Smith, Huff, Birch, Poe, and Echeverria for the Purple Hurricane offensive line. In the backfield, it's Coney at wide receiver. Harris, there's J.D. King we've talked about, Jalen Shavers, and Lucina Smith, the big tight end for him. Second down run right now, and that is King. Not much doing, so bring up a 3rd and long for the Purple Hurricane.
This is a great job by Pace, just starting off the game, you know, getting stops early, get them in a 3rd and long situation. We'll see if they can get off the field here on 3rd down.
Good job there, because after all, we've watched this young man, J.D. King, average 7.5 yards per game for Fitzgerald. Someone to watch in this. 3rd and 8 right now. The young quarterback, James Graham, first year as a starter. And we've got some movement, looks like. There's a flag down.
Proud to the flag. Encroachment.
It's against
on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Right there. You know, now it makes it 3rd and short, more manageable down for Fitzgerald. They want to run the football. They like a 3rd and short, 3rd and medium.
Changes things, no question about it. Surprise hit, empty backfield there on and empty backfield again. We've got J.D. King lined up along the right edge.
Well, what they're doing is kind of the old school single wing offense. They're going to try to run the ball with the quarterback. He's an outstanding player. He's a 2nd leading rusher.
And he get the stop right there on 3rd down. Very quickly, the Pace Academy defensive starting lineup. There's Harris, Trent, we've talked about, Thomas and Orr all along the front. Good size, young men right there. The linebackers, Brown, Walsh, and Mark Walter. We go to the secondary. Micah Soft, the senior, we'll talk about him. Somerville, Payne, and Deion Jackson plays both ways. Number 4, he's someone to watch here for Pace. So a good stop here on defense for the Pace Academy Knights. Brings up 4th and 1.
Great job by Pace getting off the field. Let's see if they can get something going on offense.
Raul Martinez to punt. We got a flag before he gets it away. Let's get the call.
Proud to the snap. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So a false start against Fitzgerald. Coach Strickland Picture speaks 1,000 words, doesn't it?
Yeah, we talked about nerves early in the game, and I think you're seeing that a little bit. Fitzgerald offense, trying to get going a little bit right there. And then a little penalty here, so.
5-yard penalty, 4th and 6. This time he gets the kick away. Ball is going to take a Pace Academy bounce sideways. Finally, it's stopped there at the 39-yard line. 38-yard punch right there for Raul Martinez, and we'll see the Pace Academy offense come out for the first time. Good-sized crowd here. Eagles Landing Christian Academy winning the Class 1A private championship. The game before this, 2 more outstanding games coming up, the 4A and 6A title games still to come here later on this evening. 3 great games yesterday. We saw last night a defensive struggle in the 5A game. Allatoona getting the first ever football state championship for a school, public school from Cobb County. What a game that was. So 1st and 10 right now for Pace. Handoff right here. That is Deion Jackson, and he is going nowhere. Jackson stopped. Darius Hampton on the stop, and we'll take a look at the Knights on offense. The front line, Thomas, Salyer, Coleman, Elliott, and Harris up front. A lot of seniors along the right side right there. Deion Jackson in the backfield. Your receivers, Blunt, he's the speed guy. Hemingway is your possession guy, 4-year starter. Somerville and Addison. And again, we'll take a look here at your quarterback, Gunnar Falk. He's a sophomore. Running play here on 2nd down. It's Jackson again fighting for yards. And he's gang tackled there after a short gain to bring up a 3rd and long for the Pace Academy. So both defenses right now looking really good on the front 7. As we take a look at that Fitzgerald defense. Up front, it's Hampton, Ramsey, Smith, and Sam, the linebackers. Guy and the 2 Lundy brothers. And then in the backfield, Harper, Perry, Relaford, and Ross, your defensive secondary for these Purple Hurricanes. So right now, 3rd and 5, Coach, as we take a look at this. And the young man, Lundy, the quarterback, Falk it is, the quarterback for Pace. It's a sophomore. Struggled a bit, but Coach said he's played well here in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's done a great job just managing games. I mean, he's got good feet, and he's got a good arm.
Running play instead. He's fighting for yards, and he may have the first down right there. Oh, what a bull run that was by Realis George, the other star running back that there. George, just a sophomore, 6'1", 235. What a great, just power move this was.
Yeah, they just ran basically the old school dive play, double team, man blocking and just knocking them off the ball. I would assume that they were probably trying to, gonna go for it on 4th down, because they tried to get a manageable distance there. On 3rd and 5, they run the dive and end up getting the first down. It's a good job.
Good play right there. So empty backfield now. Gunnar Falk, your sophomore, number 6. 1st down and 10, just past midfield. The handoff instead. That's to Blunt, around end. But great job right there to make the stop. Number 30, Antonio Perry, the junior, and limits Blunt to a short gain.
Yeah, really good job on the perimeter, getting off blocks and getting a stop, trying to give the ball to Blunt. He's an explosive player, does a great job with the ball in his hands, but you can see number 30 coming in support, and then a good job containing the play and getting him out of bounds.
Pace looking to avenge that loss last year to Fitzgerald, 49-21 in the quarterfinals of 2014. Now they're meeting again here for the state championship in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Past the 8-minute mark here in the first quarter. That's Falk on the roll. He's got his man complete for a first down and more. That's Blunt. Trey Blunt III, the big play junior receiver, and he's got the first down for the Knights.
It was a great job. It's something that you can tell they worked on in practice. Most of the times coaches are still in their opening script, but they got the 2 tight end set, the old school waggle play, and hit Blunt on the comeback on the outside. Good execution.
Sorry about that, Coach. 10-yard gain right there. So it's now first down on the 36, and Pace moving the ball very well after stopping Fitzgerald on 3 and out on their first series. At the 36, that's Blunt in motion. And that's Jackson. Nice gain right there. Coach, what do they see along the left side right there? They've run of all their running plays, most are going over there to the left, following along their blocking.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the best defensive players for Fitzgerald is number 35, Darius Hampton, and I think they're trying to run away from him. They find some success, and I guess they're going to keep going to the old honey hole.
Yeah, that's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's exactly correct.
4-yard gain there for Jackson. 2nd and 6 now. Clock still running. Triple receivers on left side. Falk to pass. He's got his man complete. That's near a first down. Number 15, Tony Addison, the sophomore receiver.
That's a good job of open field tackling and minimizing the gains on that play right there. You set up a 3rd and short, but you give yourself an opportunity.
Let's see if they're going to measure it. It is, and
they gave him the first.
First down. We're going to give it to him. Okay. So a 6-yard gain.
It's a great job of executing by Pace starting off the game. They're mixing it in, the run, the pass, moving the ball down the field. It's a great job. This is great game planning to start the game off, sharp like this on offense.
A nice job of, mixing things up. And Falk right now for a sophomore showing nice poise for a young player. And we've got a timeout on the field called by Pace. So the first time out of the game, 6:49 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a break as well as Chris Slade calls his guys together and see if they can finish off this drive with a score. Early on here in the Class 2A game, we're back in a moment. No score. Fitzgerald and Pace Academy.
GHSA Championship is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, together all the way. And viewers like you, thank you. The GHSA would like to thank Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
Might not have the right personnel. Back here at the Georgia Dome as we again the second of 4 championship games here in this Saturday. Glad you're with us here. What a gorgeous day in December in Atlanta. Glad you're inside joining us here as we have got our team of dozens of GPB doing the work of hundreds, bringing this telecast to you throughout the day. So once again, here we go. 1st and 10. What a play right there. Wrap him up big. Oh, that's a big defensive effort right there by Buck Lundy, the senior.
Yeah, it was a good job. Fitzgerald stopping that. They actually went to a little bit of a wildcat formation, and they put Jackson in the shotgun and motion Falk at receiver. But Fitzgerald wasn't fooled by it. Everybody stayed at home and did a good job executing on defense.
Coach Strickland talked about it. He said our guys are all short and scrappy, and Lundy's that. He's 5'7", about 220. But boy, he plays as big as anybody.
Yeah, the whole team is pretty short, but they're all very strong, and they get after it.
The second down play now. Big ball, you can't stop him. That's Jackson. I'm sorry, that Realis George, big number 2. You should know he is a big boy, 6'1", 235. Hard to bring down.
Yeah, Pace definitely has a size advantage. They've got big, strong, physical guys. They got a lot of guys over 6 feet tall. Again, Fitzgerald doesn't have the size, but they have the heart and the physical toughness to make this a competitive game.
Well, and George is so big you can't arm tackle him. He broke 2 arm tackles right there. It's impossible to bring him down. 3rd down and 3 now. Inside 6 minutes. Pace on the drive in their opening series. That's Falk on the rollout. Looking downfield. It's caught and it's a catch. What a great catch right there by Spencer Hemingway, the 4-year starter at wide receiver. It's another first down for Pace Academy, but we've got a flag on the play, and this is going to come back.
Yeah, it was a good job by Falk getting on the perimeter. They went with the sprint out, had a comeback and a corner route, hit the comeback. Great delivery. Unfortunately, we got a holding call.
He's coming for the spotted foul. Still third down.
Play right there. One of the first mistakes made by Pace. 10-yard walk-off, and so we'll repeat second down. Or correction, be 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a huge moment. Yeah, that's a huge momentum stopper right there. They, gave Fitzgerald a little help. Hopefully they can get off the field right here.
Yeah, you're down first down inside the 20. Instead, you're back here at 3rd and forever to get a first down. 3rd and 20 right now. Falk to Jackson. That's the guy he wants. Breaking a tackle, still on his feet. Gets a lot of it back down to the 24. That's a 12-yard pickup, but it still won't be enough. Brings down 4th and 8 right now, and on comes the kick team for Pace Academy.
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't get more out of that. Great job by Fitzgerald rallying, the holding call, helped them out there, and then they did a good job executing on the screenplay.
So 4th down there, as you said, nice job by the Purple Hurricane. And that brings up Samuel Sloman, the kicker. And he will try a 41-yard field goal. This is within his range. 28 field goals on the season. The kick is up and away, and it is no good. Sloman can't believe it. Yeah. Usually kickers don't question it. They kind of know or they don't know. What a great reaction. Great work by our camera crew. One more look at this. Hits it away, and it is wide left. Had great distance.
Yeah, plenty of leg.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good job of Fitzgerald coming up with a stop. I think Pace could also feel good about what they were able to do offensively. You know, I think both teams can take something positive out of that drive.
Yeah, no question. 11-play drive right there, stalled, so they come up with no points, still no score. Now it's a Purple Hurricane. And now they get the ball into the hands of their star player. Is that J.D. King? No, number 13, Jalen Shavers at running back. 13 and 18 look pretty similar. We've not seen much from King. Only one carry so far here, but a nice pickup, 7-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 3 now as Fitzgerald on the way on their second offensive series.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to find a way to get J.D. King the ball here before long.
They're going to have to do that. And right up the middle, short of a first down. That's King. Lining up in the backfield. Gain of about 2, brings up 3rd and a long 1 right now for Fitzgerald. 13-1 on the season. Their lone loss was to region rival Brooks County back in the 7th game of the season. They haven't lost since. They've been dominant throughout the playoffs. 3rd and 1 right now. Looking to get it to King again around the outside, but a great play defensively right there to stop him. That is Mark Somerville on the stop, the junior cornerback. And what a big defensive play there for Pace Academy to stop Fitzgerald on 3rd and 1, and it'll force the Purple Hurricane to punt.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for it.
And they may go for it.
Well, they
here.
might just try to draw him off sides right here. Pace has done a good job stopping the run so far. So we'll see what Fitzgerald's got rolled up the sleeve.
So they're going for it as it appears on 4th and 3. As you said, trying to call them off, and that's exactly what they're doing, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
And see, that's the coach in you. You know what they're
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're not going to go for it inside your own 30 in the first quarter, are you? No score?
Yeah. Yeah, not this early in the game.
So, where in the world is our Rookie of the Year? Hey, the satellite coordinates are on the screen right now. Decode them and tweet us your answer at GPB Sports, hashtag Chewy Unleashed. If you're the first one with the right answer, you win an iPad mini. How about that? Be sure to include your city and country, by the way, because we know that some of you are watching overseas. Last week in the semifinal game, we had some viewers from China tweeting at us. So there it is. Tweet your answer, GPB Sports, hashtag Chewy Unleashed. May the force be with you as you decode that. Well, so far so good. What a great defensive game it's been to this point for Pace. A couple of 3-and-outs to shut down this Fitzgerald offense that has been so potent throughout the year, but especially here in the postseason.
Yeah, Pace has done a good job. They're well prepared defensively for what they're seeing from Fitzgerald early in the game, so we'll see how it goes.
Martinez now for the short punt. That's going to fall, and again takes a slight bounce in favor of Fitzgerald, but it'll be Pace again with great field position near midfield at about their 48-yard line is where they will start their second offensive series right now. 25-yard punt, that's all that they can manage by Raul Martinez right there. So Pace Academy, mentioned 12-2. They lost back-to-back games there in the middle of the season. But again, just their 8th season playing football, their best season ever. They beat GAC in the semifinals, avenging an earlier loss during the season. And again, just their 3rd playoff appearance in school history. What a great job they've done under Coach Chris Slade. Back-to-back playoff appearances last year and again this year here in the championship game. It's on first down. That is Jackson with the carry.
Yeah, that's one thing about Pace. They're really winning first down and getting themselves in short yardage situations. You know, just huge chunks of yards on first down is making it easy for them to call plays down the stretch. Fitzgerald got to find a way to win first down and get a stop, a short gain, or a negative yardage play.
And doing a nice job of switching personnel in and out, really changing up the game. A lot of different looks we've seen already here in the first quarter. 2:25 and counting. Falk now to pass. He's got his man. That's Blunt. Great tackle in the open field to save a potential touchdown by Antonio Perry of Fitzgerald. But before that, still a first down. Falk to Blunt on the reception.
Yeah, Falk is doing a great job, and he's got great composure, very poised. You know, sets his feet, rock and throw. Great job connecting with Blunt, who is an outstanding target. He's got a huge catch radius. He doesn't drop many balls. He's an explosive player. Fitzgerald gonna have to do a good job on him all night.
1st and 10 now to 35. Once again, Pace is on the move. Already 4 first downs in the game. Handoff to Jackson. Again, the left side. And he's got a hole to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. One man to beat. Is he in for the touchdown? Yes! Deion Jackson, the touchdown for Pace, and the Knights of Pace Academy strike first blood here in the Georgia Dome.
Well, we talked about it before the game. Deion Jackson is as explosive a player as there is in the state of Georgia. He's a home run guy. He's got great feet, and when he sees daylight, he knows how to hit pay dirt. Great job running away from guys and reaching the ball over and getting to the pylon.
Well, there's no replay in high school football, but as you saw on the replay there, he actually stepped out of bounds at the 2. But again, the official there on the goal line was knocked down by another player, so he didn't see that, just saw the ball go over the end zone line, and so therefore it is a touchdown, the ruling on the field. The extra point right there is good, and so we have got our first score of this game, a 35-yard run by Deion Jackson. One more look at it right here.
You can see him running hard, making a cut. He did step out there, but you know, the official rewarded his effort.
What great speed right there by Jackson, and a great effort to put the ball over the pylon into the end zone. Pace Academy draws first blood. So again, we've seen their offense do a very nice job in their first 2 drives. They were stopped by that holding penalty in their first drive. That TCSG scoring drive, 3 plays, 52 yards, only 1:07 is all it took for Pace Academy to get on the board first right here. And how about Jackson's numbers already? 44 yards on 5 carries for the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, he's their big play guy. He's the guy that makes it happen. Very balanced. I'm really impressed with Falk and how he's managing the game. A good balance of run and pass. They look like a machine right now offensively. Besides the holding penalty, and they haven't really been slowed down.
It's true. So here we are, just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. We have our first score. And Pace Academy about to kick off for the second time in the game. Sloman, the kick. Touchback into the end zone, and so once again it'll be first down and 20 for Fitzgerald. Talked about the Purple Hurricane, their 4th title game appearance. Last time they were here was back in 2000. Lost in the title game. Their only state championship came way back in 1948, but this is a program that has won 18 region championships. Not this year again. They lost to Brooks County, so they were second in the region, but quarterfinals or better 7 of the past 8 years. They're used to playing deep into November, and look at that record since 2000. 168 wins, including 8 region championships, arguably one of the most successful teams in the state that has not won a state title in the last 15 years. Run now to the right side, but a good job by the Pace defense to string that out and keep Montrell Harris from gaining much of anything, as Fitzgerald having a hard time trying to find any kind of gaps right now in this Pace defense, Brian.
Yeah, Pace is doing a good job of not only stopping the run inside, but doing a great job on the perimeter, using their hands, getting off blocks, and making tackles. Fitzgerald's got to find a way to get something going to get more manageable downs and find a way to get a first down.
1 yard gain there, 2nd and 9. To Keeper this time. The quarterback Graham, he finds a hole. Still on his feet. James Graham, the sophomore quarterback, a battle of sophomore quarterbacks. Haven't talked much about him so far, but nice job right there on the keeper. 7-yard gain brings up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Graham is an outstanding athlete. He's very fast, very quick. Good job following the guards and making the cut. That's what we talk about in wing T terminology. When you got those guards pulling around, you got to stick your foot in the ground and make the cut and get upfield.
Yeah, twisted his ankle versus Brooks. Can limit his mobility a bit, force him to be a better passer early in the season. But nice job right there. 3rd down play, first down for Fitzgerald. And a great job there by Jalen Shavers, the running back, to get the ball over the 30 and move the sticks to first down for the Purple Hurricane.
Yeah, it's a good job right there of getting on the perimeter. Decent job of blocking, but then a great job of making a cut and making something positive happen, running the feet and getting the first down, and now you got the offense moving a little bit.
And a good strong run right there, 4-yard gain, and he earned all of that as he drug a defender along with him at the same time. Hand off here to King, and here he goes, J.D. King.
Yeah, good job by King right there, but now you're seeing Fitzgerald offense kind of take form. You want to get a first down, and now you get that momentum going. Good job by King. Again, hitting it inside, making the cut, following the guard, getting positive yards. Fitzgerald still hasn't thrown a pass yet. They're able to keep it on the ground and keep the chains moving.
Your point, it's a big 6-yard gain right there. We've seen Pace do that. That's the first time Fitzgerald has done that on offense here. As we now have come to the end of the first quarter, the time has expired. Clock has run down. We have played through 12 minutes, and we'll change ends of the field right now. What an opening quarter it has been. All Pace Academy so far. The Knights on top 7-0. Coming in, trying to win it all in their first trip to the championship game. Can they get it done? They are 1/4 of the way there, but they're in the face of a Purple Hurricane that is on the move. Second quarter coming up after this.
Providing safe, affordable, and reliable electricity requires more than bucket trucks and utility poles. These are the faces behind your power. For more than 75 years, Georgia's nonprofit, member-owned electric cooperatives have been on a mission to brighten the lives of more than 4.5 million Georgians. We are Georgia's EMCs, proudly serving our members, lighting the way.
Get up and play big all night long. Get ready to break the football.
GHSA Football Championship games continue all day, only on GPB.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
Welcome back to downtown Atlanta and the Georgia Dome as we start the second quarter of this Class 2A state championship game. Pace Academy up 7-0, but Fitzgerald is on the move. Already 4 different ball carriers on this 4-play drive as we begin now on the second down. And here we go. It's a keeper by Graham, the quarterback. He's out. He's got a first down and then some out near the 45 before his progress was stopped. So we're seeing a bit of some better play right now. Again, as you mentioned, getting some success, and that's kind of open up their offense right now for Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the longer you can keep that defense on the field, the better this offense is going to work. Again, you can see Graham right there using his speed, using his feet to get a first down. I mean, he's a great athlete. You know, you talk about J.D. King, but Graham is a huge part of this offense also.
So 1st and 10 right now. Fitzgerald on the move. They get it to King. Nothing doing right there. Great job on the tackle. That was number 33. Philip Markwalter, the outside linebacker for Pace. You talked about Graham as you look at the replay here in the handoff. Really great defense by Markwalter. Coach Strickland talking about him. You know, last year there's a quarterback, Gerald Morgan, who went on Appalachian State, that really was a star of this team. Everyone kind of played in the shadow. They had some nice underclassmen. Really didn't know really what they had until they got to practice before the season.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he does a good job throwing the ball when he needs to throw it. But it's a great job running. You can see right there on the screen, you know, good sharp pass. You know, some of those things are kind of under acknowledged when guys can throw the quick pass. He also can throw the deep ball well. Graham does a good job.
Well, he was telling Graham, nice pass there to Montrell Harris on that second down play. Brings up 3rd and 2 as we check out the replay. Look at the Graham there. Nice arm. Delivers it where it needs to be. Good blocking out there. 3rd down and 2 more. And Graham here in a moment. Get the ball to Harris again on the sweep. He's got a first down and then some. Stays in bounds. Still on his feet to the 30 and inside. Fitzgerald on the move and a first down.
Yeah, great job right there getting onto the perimeter and making the cut. Again, putting the foot in the ground and making the cut back and getting some extra yards. You just keep that defense on the field long enough and they'll get tired. You know, Fitzgerald is doing a good job of just sticking to what they want to do. They got a good game plan and they're sticking to it.
Well, look who's making the block out there. Number 18, J.D. King, sacrificing his body to get out there. We've got a timeout now on the field. Pace Academy wants to talk about what's going on defense because it is now Fitzgerald moving the ball at will here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you got to keep that defense on the field. Now they need a breather. Guys got to do their job. You know, when you're talking about a wing tee principle, and that's exactly what Fitzgerald is. They're in the gun, but they're old school wing tee in terms of what they're trying to do. They're running buck sweep and they're running speed sweep to get on the perimeter, and they're putting those defenders in conflict. And they're going to keep doing it unless Pace can get stops and get off the field.
Well, Nicky Noto earlier in the pregame talked about how Fitzgerald got up early this morning and made the long drive up here today. Let's listen to Jason Strickland and what he told the team in the locker room right before they took the field.
All right, it's that trophy sitting out there they're going to give to you here in about 48 minutes. Everything you got, 3 more feet. Let's make sure we pay the rent today now. Let's get it in there, Joe. Let's go.
You know, Coach Strickland talked about, you know, this team, and he said again, they have no senior starters on offense, and I asked him about, you know, what's it feel like? Did you think you'd have a chance to win a state championship? He said, listen, we didn't know what we had. We don't know if we'd win a game this season. So he said, all this has been a surprise. He said, sometimes these kids, they do some head-scratching things, but they really have come together really well. We had our worst practice on the Monday before the first round game, but we said, guys, if you want to be out, we're on our way out. And they've answered the call. A lot of movement there in the front line. Let's see who moved first. But he said these guys have really answered the call.
False start. On the offense.
False start against offense.
5-yard penalty.
First down and 15. Nicky Noto, I know you were on that call as well.
Yeah, I was. And, you know, when I was talking to Coach Strickland earlier, he told me that, you know, there's 4 or 5 guys still left from that 1948 state title team, and one in particular is Jim Smith, who addressed the team at a pregame meal. And, you know, at the field house, there is a picture of that 1948 team that guys stare at day in and day out. And finally, Jim was able to point out a few names to faces that they finally got to understand who, in fact, they were. Jim also told them, you guys, hey, look, a state title, it's like a high school diploma. It's like a college degree. Once you get it, they'll never be able to take it away from you. So a lot of inspiration coming from a 1948 state title member that's a Purple Hurricane.
That's a great point. And we've all gone to high school and college, and you always remember those teams that did something great when you're a part of that. No question about it. That was J.D. King in the run right there. 8-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 7. Graham on the keeper, left side. Trying to get around the corner, and he's got some blocking. He does that. Works his blocking down close to a first down and out of bounds. The athletic James Graham getting it up for the Purple Hurricane. Let's see who they mark the ball.
Yeah, that's a great job by Graham. Just being athletic. They ran the counter play, they pulled a guard, pulled a tackle, and coming around. And Graham, you know, they had the play actually defended well, but he just made a play. That's an athlete making a play. Fitzgerald's got it rolling there.
Yeah, what a great job there. And Jordan Payne. Jordan Payne, number 7, has got him. He jukes his way away from him, puts his blocker Harris in the right place, and picks up the first down. 11th play of the drive now, coming up here for Fitzgerald. Harris again finds a seam.
Yeah, what you're seeing now is the fatigue factor with the Pace defense. You know, Fitzgerald is running solid plays. Pace is not in bad shape in terms of their defensive positioning, but the athletes from Fitzgerald are starting to make those plays as this drive goes on.
One, Fitzgerald is a deeper team as well on the roster than what Pace has right now. And we're seeing just a dominant performance here in this drive. Boy, they really turned things around after being stopped 3 and out in their first 2 drives. Bit of movement right there, but it isn't going to matter, as that's J.D. King again on the move, and he gets enough for another Purple Hurricane first down as they move inside the 10. First down and goal now for Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald just grinding it out. You know, not a huge game, but J.D. King moving the sticks. You know, Pace had the right formula early, which is to get off the field. They don't want to be on the field for long periods of time. And you see what happens when you're stuck on that field. This Purple Hurricane offense is rolling.
You see how hard King runs. The logo is off one side of his helmet there. First and goal. They get it to King, and he is stopped in the backfield. Oh, what a great job right there by a whole host of white shirts. And by Kyle Orr, number 45. It's Mark Walter, 33 in there as well. Great job by the defense.
Yeah, we talked about it. You know, when we talk about Pace moving the ball, it's the same thing here. When Fitzgerald's moving the ball, you got to win first down. It was a great job by Pace getting a tackle for a loss early in the down and distance, and now they get themselves a chance, you know, to win this drive right here.
Brian, to your point, already over 5 minutes on this drive that began back in the first quarter. Graham on the keeper. Can he get around the outside? We've seen this before. Great move there, and he is in for the touchdown. James Graham puts Fitzgerald on the board.
Yeah, Graham just using his athleticism again. Pace does a good job. They're running an old school power play, trying to block and kick. Hey, great job by Graham just being an athlete and getting on the perimeter. You know, Pace actually has the play stopped. They've got it leveraged, but there goes Graham with that speed, the athleticism, and his size is also good. You know, he's able to get into the end zone.
And Graham, a good-looking talent. Boy, he's got deceptive speed. Once he hits the outside, he is in your TCSG touchdown replay. Fitzgerald now going for the extra point to tie this game up. Martinez gets it up, and it's through, and we've got a tie ball game here at 8:17 in the second quarter. What a drive by Fitzgerald, and we don't mean the drive to the Georgia Dome. We mean the effort right there to get on the board. Class 2A state championship game is a dandy so far. We're tied at 7, and we're back up.
You exercise. You choose the salad, occasionally. But staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, is hard on your own. So Cigna's got your back and your knees 24/7. Cigna's there to answer your questions. Or when you need some coaching. In sickness and in health, Cigna's there, helping you to get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
Welcome back here at the Georgia Dome. Downton Abbey returns for its final season on January 3rd. But before the premiere of Season 6, you can catch up on all of last season. Sunday nights at 7, all through the month of December. GPB is your home for Downton Abbey and all the great Masterpiece series. Sunday night is Drama Night on GPB. And we've got some drama right here. Larry Smith, Brian Lamar, Nicky Noto, the rest of our GPB crew with you here for the second of our 4 championship games here from the Georgia Dome. The 2A game now tied up at 7 after that 14-play, 80-yard drive by Fitzgerald. 5 minutes and 35 seconds to tie this up at 7 apiece. Martinez on the kick. Will sail to the end zone. Jackson will watch it fly, and we'll start at the 20 for Pace Academy in their first series here in the second quarter. Let's go down to Nicky Noto for more.
Larry, we finally saw some speed from Fitzgerald, and look, there's a trio out there on the field on offense. They were 4x100 state runner-ups last year at the state meet, and that includes Montrell Harris, the wingback, J.D. King, the fullback, and their quarterback, James Graham. He is the anchor of the 4x1 relay. So they were state runner-ups. Coach Strickland told me, hey, look, I know we look like a band of misfits when we roll off the bus, but one thing is for certain, we definitely have some guys that can run the football.
And you're right, Nikki, to that point, you see Graham run on that left side. It's almost like he's running the anchor leg or something with the baton in his hand, the way he takes off and flies. Great job right there. First down play here by the big Realis George, a 235 back, again, trying to arm tackle him. That's not going to happen. 8-yard gain right there brings up 2nd and 2 for Pace Academy.
Yeah, we talked about having to win first down. Pace is winning first down.
Hand off again. It's George again. First down and more. Oh, he's still on his feet. Nice tackle there in the open field by Willie Ross, the junior defensive back, but not before a big gain.
Yeah, they're just giving him a heavy dose of the big fella. Just man-on-man blocking. Nothing spectacular about what they're doing in terms of scheme. What you're seeing is guys winning individual battles up front, and then the big fella just running through the holes.
Yeah, George also had an outstanding season. It shows you just a change of pace back. He's just a big, strong back, and he's got the ball again. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. First down run there for George yet again, and he's got them, it's a 7-yard gain, and he's got Pace moving right down the field. 3 carries and already 27 yards right here to open this drive.
Yeah, that's how you want to do it. Win first down. You know, 7 yards, a carry, 7 yards, a pop right there on first down. You'll take that every single time.
2nd and 3 now, 7 minutes to go, tied at 7. Pace scored on their last drive. Try to go back on top. Falk avoids the rush. Now he's going to keep it and run himself. He's out close to a first down, and he has it across the marker almost to midfield, and they'll move the sticks at first down right now, keeping it on the ground for the Knights.
Yeah, that was a good job right there of just trying to set something up. They ran the same play 3 times in a row, and he came with some play action. Fitzgerald actually did a good job of stopping the play action play, but Falk did a good job with his legs of gaining something positive.
Some nice athletes on both sides of the ball. We're seeing both these two teams. Pace Academy 12-2, one of 2 unranked teams playing in the Dome this weekend. 1st and 10. Man in motion again. It's a handoff to him. It's Trey Blunt crossing midfield out near the 45-yard line for a good gain on first down. Brings up second down now for Pace Academy.
Yeah, Pace is showing their versatility, giving the ball to Blunt, who's one of their best playmakers, finding a way to give him the ball, not only by throwing it to him, but handing it to him and letting him get onto the perimeter. And he's a big body also. They've got some guys with some size and some speed on that Pace offense.
Yeah, Chris Blunt talked about the coach, the junior Blunt, a big play guy, says he's explosive. By the way, Clemson, top-ranked team in the college football playoff, on campus this week looking at some of the Pace Academy players.
Well, Pace definitely has some talent.
Falk on the run out. He's got some room. First down and more. Out inside the 40, almost to the 37-yard line. And as we talked about before, the athleticism and the guys you've got, Falk showing again what he can do. He talked about, again, playing tremendous in the postseason, struggled early. He's only a sophomore. The coach says, hey, listen, play within yourself. He's beginning to understand what we want. He told him, he said, listen, your favorite receiver is the guy that's open.
Yeah, man, Falk is a really good football player. He's not the most talented guy on the field. He doesn't have the speed that Graham has, but he has great instincts, great feet. He can run good enough to get away from pressure, and he can throw it good enough to hurt you in the passing game.
As Chris Slade says, he has that it factor. There's no question about that. Another big run on first down. They just give the ball to George, let him do his thing. We've yet to see Deion Jackson here. He's on the field, but has yet to carry the ball here on this drive. It's been all big Realis George and then Falk on some quarterback keepers as well.
Yeah, Big George is toting the ball right now. He's doing a good job of just getting downhill. That big body is tough to tackle. And, if it's working well, you don't want to get away from it.
Almost 5 minutes to go until halftime. Pace Academy has yet to punt the ball here in this game. Falk wants to pass, going out in the flat. He's got his man open, and then some. That's Hemingway out for a first down and more, out to the 20. Good job by Hemingway. Make that Tony Addison. Correction, Tony Addison on the catch. The sophomore, 14-yard gain for him. And to your point, Falk doing a nice job of spreading the ball around, getting it in everyone's hands, and making things happen.
Yeah, it's a good job offensively, just making stuff easy. That as easy as that play looks, you'd be amazed on how many high school quarterbacks can miss that throw, and mistime it. But a good job of getting the ball where it needs to be. The offense is rolling. Hadn't been slowed down really all day, with the exception of the 15-yard holding penalty. First down, that's a handoff right there. That's to Blunt in the backfield. Spins and avoids one tackle and stays on his feet. Big gain there until he was tackled by big number 76, Anthony Ramsey. But to your point again, another nice gain on first down for Pace. It's a 9-yard gain right there. Yeah, what you saw right there is the same thing that Fitzgerald was doing to Pace, where Fitzgerald was in good position, but just the fatigue of being on the field the whole time, a play that looked like it was going to be stopped, gave up 3 or 4 yards. Yeah, correction, 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 now. Falk wants Blunt on the other side. It's Blunt in motion. Gets his offense set, makes the call. Keeps it himself. Looking to throw, and he does. He's got his man in, close to it. Touchdown, but not quite. First and goal, but a great throw and catch right there. Number 48, Jack Walsh, the senior, on the catch. 13-yard pickup down to the 1. Yeah, we saw this earlier in the game. They got the 2 tight ends set, 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and they run the old waggle play, the bootleg, find the backside tight end on the drag. Good call, good execution of the play. Again, Falk putting the ball where it needs to be, the patience to find the backside tight end. And what a great mix of players as he bowls his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Realis George. Pace goes back on the board and goes back on top here in this Class 2A state title game. Yeah, that drive, that's outstanding drive. They gave them a heavy dose of Big George, and Big George got him into the end zone. Good job of Falk. When they mixed it up and went for the passes, he connected on them. But Big George pounded them all the way down the field. Good job of Pace finding something that was working and sticking with it. Sometimes you don't want to, out-coach yourself. If something is going good, let's continue to go to it. What a great job right there by George in the TCSG touchdown replay. Kick is up right there and good. Make it a 14-7 game, 11-play, 80-yard drive, taking 4:41 to complete. One more look at the touchdown. We talked again about Fitzgerald being a bit undersized, scrappy, smaller players, but big Realis George at 6'1", 235. He's hard to bring down, and boy, he was really big on that.
entire series, and he gets the touchdown. Then it's 14-7. Once again, the TCSG scoring drive took 4:41 to complete. Began with the touchback after the Fitzgerald kickoff. That's their touchdown. 80 yards, 11 plays. That's a good average, too. That's a big chunk of yards every time they're going downfield. How about Dallas George? Already 45 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, you're doing a good job, man. They're doing a man blocking scheme, giving it to the big fella, really using their size advantage. Pace is using their size advantage right now. Man-on-man blocking. The last play, they brought 2 tight ends in the game and an extra fullback. They actually moved George to tailback, where Jackson normally plays, and let the big fella, punch it on in there again. Man blocking, double team at the point, and letting the fullback hit somebody, and then let George whip the ball, go hit somebody.
Yeah, that's right. With the ball. That's right. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Keep hitting them, just do it with the ball.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
He had 31 yards on 5 carries on that drive alone, and the touchdown to make it a 14-7 game. Kickoff is in the end zone. Harris will take it from there.
Yeah, both kickers doing an outstanding job. We haven't seen the kickoff return yet. That's a huge weapon for both teams. You know you're going to start at the 20, trying to make those offenses drive the length of the field.
Well, by the way, he's on the move. Do you know where our little Chewbacca is headed? Well, satellite coordinates are on the screen. Decode them and tweet us your guesses at GPB Sports, #Chewy Unleashed. You could win an iPad mini if you're the first person to figure out his destination, so be sure to include your city and country when you do so. Find Chewy. He's out there. May the force be with you. 3:36 to go until halftime. 14-7. Pace Academy on top. Fitzgerald now. And the handoff this time is to King. And once again, the Knights bottom up. They've done a very nice job of keeping him in check.
Yeah, as long as they get a 3 and out, they'll be in good shape. If they happen to let Fitzgerald get a first down, that's when the Fitzgerald offense really picks up and starts to pound them and enforce their will. It's a huge second down right here. If Pace can get a stop, they can put themselves in good position.
Still a lot of time left. They've moved the ball pretty well, trying to see if they can get another score here before halftime. Man in motion is Harris. He's got the ball now right side with some blockers, makes it work. Gets a few yards downfield. Finally stopped right there by Kyle Orr, number 45. And number 48 as well. And that's Jack Walsh. By the way, he's one of the top wrestlers in the state of Georgia, regardless of class. So once he gets done today, he'll head to the wrestling mat and try to see if he can get a state championship in his senior season.
Yeah.
Showing good form there on the takedown.
Oh, yeah. Good job by Pace. Well, here we go. We got 3rd and about 5. And we want to see what Fitzgerald's going to do. Haven't thrown the ball yet.
Keeper with Graham. He's got speed. He's got the first down and more. Graham starting to midfield, but he's still going. Out past the 45 at Pace Academy. James Graham showing that sprinter speed yet again. And he has kept this Fitzgerald offense moving here in the first half, Brian.
Yeah, it's a great job of making the cut again. The quarterback, great job of hitting it, and it's going to be a seam here. He's going to make the cut back, and that's what we talk about, making the cut. They're going to get a kick block and make the cut. There it is.
33-yard pickup for him, and what a great job as we get now to first down. There's a pass that's been batted down at the line, so incomplete pass, a rare pass in this game for Fitzgerald. That's the first one of the game here at 1:59 to go until halftime.
Yeah, well, they threw a little hitch screen earlier, but their second time first time really airing it out and making a vertical throw by Graham.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 44. Fitzgerald down by a touchdown. Keeper Graham, but he is met by a host of Pace Academy Knights. Good job of staying home there on the defense and not biting on the fake handoff to Harris on the sweep.
Yeah, great job of being disciplined and staying at home. Great job. You see a lot of that in today's game is the read plays, old school option. You used to see a lot of triple option back in the day. Now you see the zone read. It's the same principle. Someone's got to stay at home and do their job.
So 2-yard pickup, 3rd and 8 right now. Not much doing out to the 40, and the keeper there by Graham. Again, we have not seen much from J.D. King, the star junior running back. 1,500 yards rushing last year, almost 2,400 this year. The star number 18, there he is. He's been bottled up by this Pace Academy defense. And clock winding down now, 4th and 6. Are you surprised there's no timeout from Pace Academy? Try to stop the clock?
Not surprised. Really want to save those timeouts in case you get a stop here and you've got time to go down and get a score.
Timeout now by Fitzgerald. That is their second. So each team now with 1 timeout remaining. 48 seconds until halftime. Fitzgerald with a 4th and 6 at the 40-yard line of Pace. And they'll stop and talk about it here as we get close to halftime.
Baby, it's cold.
We'll see one of America's great traditions with the lighting of the National Christmas Tree. Host Reese Witherspoon joins President Barack Obama and his family, plus performances from musical guests Fall Out Boy, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and more. It is the National Christmas Tree lighting this Thursday at 9 o'clock. Up on the ellipse, just behind the White House. Very special moment up there. The day after, the U.S. Capitol tree was lit, and new House Speaker Paul Ryan did the honors there. Warm weekend in D.C. as well, our nation's capital. Warm weekend here in Atlanta. Temps in the 70s. Good crowd here. Second of 4 games. Class 4A game is next. Carterville versus Buford. And then it's Colquitt County versus Roswell. 8 o'clock tonight in the Class 6A. Matchup of unbeaten. They're going to go for it here on 4th down for Fitzgerald. Handoff. That's the King. And he's bottled up.
Yeah, great job by Pace, stopping the perimeter run. In that situation, you're probably going to get some type of play-action pass or a perimeter run. Great job of guys using their hands and getting off blocks, running flat to the football and making tackles. And then rallying to the point, getting a bunch of guys in white shirts all on that ball carrier. J.D. King is strong and he's physical, but he can't run through 11 guys. So it's a good job of guys rallying to the ball. Now they've got an opportunity.
How about 2 carries, only 4 yards for King on this drive? They've really bottled him up, and so now can Pace get something done here with 41 seconds left? We do know their kicker has got some range.
Yeah, they got opportunity here. Let's see how they manage it.
Kicked a 49-yarder to beat White County earlier this year. And here's Falk's going to keep it himself to the 40, out near midfield. Still moving. Gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And what a nice first play right there by Pace. We're going to call him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So a big pickup, 18-yard pickup by the sophomore quarterback. Again, didn't have the speed that Graham does, but great instinct, the it factor that Coach Slade talked about.
Yeah, what you saw right there was Darius Hampton, one of their better pass rushers, make an inside move and allow Falk to be able to rush outside. And so just losing contain, not a bad job in coverage, but losing contain on the quarterback, Falk is going to hurt you with his feet.
So if you're the Knights, you need about another 12 yards into field goal range. Pass right now, there's Deion Jackson. First down and more. He's inside the 30 to the 25. Oh, what a great tackle right there to save the touchdown for Fitzgerald. Jackson with a 21-yard pickup, and the clock will stop while the chains move. 25 seconds to go. Jackson getting it done.
Yeah, it's a great job. It's a great job of play calling, knowing the situation, knowing that you're going to get that vertical pass rush, a perfectly timed call for a screenplay, and Jackson just, did a good job of catching it and then weaving through traffic.
Well, we're seeing some great versatility here. When you look at, again, what they're doing, that last drive was almost all run here with the time running down as Pace burns its final timeout to talk about at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, 25 seconds to go. Hey, by the way, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can stay connected to your team and every high school football team with the GPB Sports Football app. You can watch tonight's games live wherever you are, get the latest news, find stats and matchups, take interactive 3D tours of stadiums around the state, tweet game highlights, and get up-to-the-minute scores all day long. The Gridiron is now digital. Download the free GPB Sports Football app from the iTunes App Store right now. And join in all the fun. Got some great fans here. All here in the Georgia Dome. 18-yard rush by Falk, 21-yard pass to Jackson. What a job Gunnar Falk has done for Pace Academy. First down right now. He's on the run looking downfield. Sees Hemingway. Puts his feet in bounds. And then out of bounds, close to a first down marker at the 12-yard line. Spencer Hemingway with the catch.
Yeah, it's the same play we saw earlier. The sprint out pass, you got the comeback. A good job of Falk putting the ball where it needs to be. A good job getting the feet in bounds. This pace offense is on the move. You're seeing great execution, but you're seeing great play calling by the offensive coordinator.
Well, you're seeing so many different guys with their hands touching the ball. Get the Jackson, Falk, Hemingway, everyone getting a piece of it. You don't see Realis George right now because you don't need the bruiser in the backfield. That's not going to help. But again, they don't miss him right now. What great diversity on offense. Falk now going to roll the other way. Looking. He's got to get out of bounds. No timeouts. He's got a touchdown pass. Oh, it's going to come back. Touchdown pass to Trey Blount, but it's not going to count. They're going to say he was past the line of scrimmage. This is not going to count. It's going to come back if penalty gets space.
Yeah, what I think you got is probably lineman downfield more than anything.
Okay.
But Falk did a great job of using his feet and then making an instinctive play.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, legal pass.
Lost it down.
But he did.
Second down.
You're exactly right. Boy, he was close, but about a yard.
Yeah.
The line of scrimmage at the 12. He's at the 11 when he let that go.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think he was past the line of scrimmage. They probably got one more play here, and they're going to try for a field goal after that. They're going to take a shot to the end zone.
Yeah. And here's the key. You got to get rid of the ball, of course. No timeouts, 11 seconds left. You're well within your kicker's range. Falk going to look right. Good blocking. He's got lots of time. Back of the end zone. Touchdown! Pace Academy. Gunnar Falk to Spencer Hemingway. They get it done in the final minute. The drive all the way down the field for the touchdown.
Gunnar Falk is an outstanding football player. I mean, he's smart, but he does a great job of being patient, and going to his check downs. He goes to his first key, his second key. He's looking for the backside drag, and then finds the big fella in the back of the end zone.
Well, go ahead.
I just was saying, it's a great job of being patient, a great job of putting the ball where it needs to be. Maturity. He could have thrown the ball away right there and said, well, we'll just take a field goal, but he kept his eyes downfield and made a play. And they got 7 points instead of 3 in that situation.
And there's a kick there by Sloman as we are down to 3 seconds left. But to your point, that was the word I was thinking, was maturity. The patience to stop and wait, and to throw the ball high enough that it wouldn't be picked off. At the worst, it's incomplete, or Hemingway drops it. But he gets into his possession man, Spencer Hemingway, the 4-year starter. Coach Chris Slade says he's our possession guy. He's the guy you go to, and you need to make sure it's sure hands, and not coincidentally, 2 catches, 27 yards on that. 2 of the biggest plays. The 11-yard pass play took it down to the 12. First down, gets the catch, tiptoes on the sideline, get his feet in bounds for the first down, gets out of bounds to stop the clock, and then the catch clutch in the back of the end zone. And all of a sudden, it's a 21-7 lead right now for Pace Academy.
Well, it was a great job of time management. They got to stop on 4th down, had the ball in good position, and then made a great call. Falk did a good job of spinning out and making something happen on 1st down and getting the chains moving. You saw a great screen pass and then a couple of sprint outs, and then you get into the end zone. Great play calling, great execution by the Pace players. They're doing a good job.
Good look at Hemingway right there. Coach Slade says the players know they could be a part of school history. The program began in 2008, have never been to the state championship game before. Only their 3rd playoff appearance, and there you have a 2-touchdown lead right now, 3 seconds away from halftime here at the Georgia Dome. Kickoff goes into the end zone, so one more play from scrimmage right now for Fitzgerald, and then they'll go to the halftime and try to regroup right now. This is a team that has just been outstanding in the playoffs, averaging 42 points per game in the postseason. They've been held to a single touchdown here in the first half.
Yeah, it was a good job by Pace in terms of game planning and execution of that game plan. You saw one drive where Fitzgerald really got it going. Besides that, it's been all Pace defensively. They've got to go in at halftime and come out with a plan to get this ball moving. They've got to stop Pace on the first possession and then try to get the ball moving. They'll just take a knee here.
And that's what they do. They're content to go into the halftime right now, down 21-7. What a dominant first 24 minutes it's been by the Knights from Pace Academy, as they have done everything they have wanted to do. They have not punted the ball once. They've had the missed field goal that went wide left, and after that, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they've done a good job offensively of moving the ball up and down the field. A great mix of run and pass has kept them off balance, so good job.
Let's go down to Nikki. She's talking to Coach Slade. Hey, Nikki.
Coach, your offense firing on all cylinders here right before the half. I mean, what are your thoughts on how they're getting it done right now?
You know, they're doing a great job. Gunner, you know, he improvises pretty good. He always scares me a little bit. Got almost a little bit too much Johnny Manziel in him. You know, I'm like, no. Well, yes. But he made some big plays for us. We're running the ball pretty effectively. This is a heck of a football team we're playing against. They're going to come out in the second half and try to establish the run again. We got to come out in the first half. We got the football. Hopefully we can establish some momentum and score right away and get this game a little ahead of us.
Coach, you mentioned Fitzgerald's run game. I mean, you've held the top leading rusher in the state to 25 yards. How have you guys been able to neutralize their run game?
It's the first half. You know, that King is an awesome running back. You know, we got to be able to do it in 2 halves. I mean, we got a long football left to play. I mean, this guy can come out and explode on you in a minute.
Coach, I think you could still suit up out there. I'm just saying.
Third down only. Rush the passer.
All right, Coach, good luck. Mark, Jackie, it's all to you guys.
All right, Nikki, thanks very much. It's halftime of the Class AA championship game. We will hear from both the Fitzgerald High School and Pace Academy marching bands, plus talk to both principals and see how the school spirit and school pride has developed throughout the course of championship week.
And also we'll hear from some proud parents down there on the football field. We'll check in with social media. Also, I think that we have a winner for Chewy Unleashed. We'll get to that in just a little bit. That and more coming up on the GPB Halftime Show. Don't go anywhere.
Because I'm hyped up, out of control. If it's a fight, I'm ready to go. I wouldn't put my money on the.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Stay connected to your team like never before with the GPB Sports Football app. Get the latest news. Watch featured games live wherever you are.
Finds a hole. Look at that.
Find relevant info on schools and take interactive 3D tours of stadiums around the state. Tweet game highlights from the stands and get up-to-the-minute scores all Friday night. The Gridiron has gone digital. Download the free GPB Sports Football app from the iTunes App Store now.
It should be one whale of a football game tonight.
Whether you plan to attend a 2-year college, 4-year university, or go straight into the world of work, the Georgia CTAE Work-Based Learning Program teaches students essential career skills through real-world experiences and on-the-job training.
Cotton contributes $2.5 billion to the state's economy annually. It takes more than 60 cotton gins and manufacturers to bring cotton into our everyday lives. Kids always like to stay in the pool a little too long, and when they do get out, covered in goosebumps, you feel the urge to wrap them up. The cozy embrace of cotton does the job. Cotton, the natural choice for Georgia.
Welcome back live to the Georgia Dome, live to the championship weekend, live on GPB. The Georgia Dome is rocking. We're getting ready for our halftime show. We are at the break of the AA championship game between Pace Academy and Fitzgerald, and Pace Academy leading right now by 2 touchdowns, 21-7.
The Georgia Dome is rocking, but it's also rocking on the world of social media right now, so let's get to that. We are doing some contests on Twitter at GPB Sports, and you definitely want to make sure that you are a part of it because we've got some awesome prizes for you. All right, all day long he's been a pup on a mission, and we have a winner. The winner this time is Ann Cameron. Dylan tracked him to his latest stop, which was the North Pole. Chewy obviously trying to get a sneak peek at his Christmas presents. So congratulations, you will be getting an extra present this year. You will be getting an iPad mini. So we will be playing this contest throughout the rest of the day, so be sure to stay involved and find us on social media and let us know what you think Chewy will be at his next destination. That coming up in the Tailgate Show. Also, just tweet us who you're rooting for, where you're watching the game from. The best photos that make it on air will also receive a selfie stick. So make sure that you're tweeting us. This is Cassie here watching these Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes get things started. That is an absolutely adorable picture. And then we've got Brandon. How about this Purple Hurricane crowd? Yeah, that's inside the Georgia Dome right there. And then my dearest design, we are watching Fitzgerald play at the Dome. That is really cool. They've got their gear, they're decked out. Also, don't forget to participate in our poll. Who do you think will win this state championship matchup? So far, 72% of the vote is going to the Fitzgerald Canes right now. So be sure to find us on Facebook and Twitter and make sure you cast your vote. And when you send us your photos, be sure to hashtag Dome Wars. Mark, I'll send it back to you.
Pace Academy began its football program in 2008. This is their first trip to the championship. So now let's check in with John Nelson and the principal of Pace Academy for a little segment that we call Are You Smarter, John?
Yeah, another trip for me in the principal's office, this time with Mr. Asaf, who's a proud pop because he's watching kids play out there that share his same last name on the back of the jersey. If there were names on the back of the jersey, what's going on at Pace these days?
John, first of all, we really appreciate you all doing this, and we appreciate all the fans. I think the biggest thing going on right now is the community spirit. Yeah. Little school like us doesn't often get a stage like this, and it's been an incredible experience for our lower school, middle school, and high school students across the board. In the classroom, the teachers are working hard. It's a little bit distracting, but in the same way, they're getting ready for exams in the high school, and I'm really proud of all our student athletes who've had to keep it together both on the field and off.
All right, it is that time to play the game Sweeping the Galaxy, brought to us via Lightsaber. And here's the question. Which traditional Yuletide treat is customarily set on fire before it's consumed? Is it A, a croquembouche, B, a chocolate Yule log, or C, figgy pudding?
Oh, gosh, this is so hard, John. I mean, I know that the Pace students would get this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with A.
A, it is C, actually.
Oh, I knew I needed the kids.
You may remember the lyrics in We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now bring us some figgy pudding, and the fire extinguisher. The steamed pudding is traditionally topped with flaming brandy or whiskey. When it's served, we advise going easy on the hairspray if you're preparing this delicacy. So thanks for...
That's why I love the Pace students. They would have gotten that right.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
You're the best. Thank you.
We'll send it back to the bridge with Mark.
The figgy pudding. There's much more to come on the GPB Championships halftime show. We will hear from the Fitzgerald High School Marching Band. We'll play another round of Are You Smarter? Plus, John will come back up here. It's another round of John's Georgia, and he visits Jefferson County and tells about the great season the Warriors had this year. It's all coming up next on the GHSA Championship Weekend halftime show live on the great GPB. We are back to the Georgia Dome after this timeout.
All this going on and on about how different we all are. Here's an idea. Let's talk about how we're all the same. How we live. How we love. The young. The old. The way we wear our hearts on our sleeves. The way we get up, my friends, and the way we get down. From our back roads all the way to our tree-lined streets, it is on Sunday that we are all the same. Because on Sunday, we are all Falcons.
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the technical college system of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG college in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
Game day brings out the best in all of us. At Regions, every day is game day.
Debt-free education, high wages, and flexible schedules all lie within Georgia's rapidly growing skilled trade industries. Take the first step in establishing your career by visiting GoBuildGeorgia.com.
The GHSA Football Championship games continue all day, right here, only on GPB.
Welcome back to the 2015 GHSA Football Championships halftime show live on GPB. We're midway through the Class AA championship game. The Pace Academy Knights lead the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane 21-7 at the break. Now let's check in with Jackie. She's got a championship edition of Rent Check where we check in with the parents, and she's standing by with the parents of the leading rusher in the state of Georgia. Jackie?
The entire family, actually. The entire family of J.D. King joining me now. We've got Juan and Sophia and his sisters and little brother here, and they are excited. Are you guys ready for Rent Check, though?
Yes, we are.
All right, they're a confident group. What is his pregame ritual?
He's just pretty laid back. He doesn't do a lot of talking.
She's trying to stretch a little bit. Dad, what do you think?
I'm going with her.
All right, well, he walks the field, gets dressed, and prays to God. Okay, so that's number one. We'll give you half a point on that one. His favorite holiday meal. What is his favorite holiday meal? Sisters, anybody know?
He's chicken nuggets every day. He's McDonald's.
Yeah. On Thanksgiving, he actually eats turkey and dressing. That's his favorite meal. Okay, his favorite hobby outside of football would be?
Track.
Okay. All right, he's just playing his video game. It's actually just practice and getting better at football. So maybe that could include some track. Maybe we'll give you another half a point. Okay, if he could travel anywhere, where would he go? Sisters, y'all want to take a gander at it?
To a national game?
Maybe. Is it in Australia? He wants to go to Australia. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. That's okay.
Didn't know that one.
Didn't know that one. All right. Well, that's okay. Well, you guys can go make some halftime adjustments like the rest of the team. Maybe we'll try again later. But you do get a selfie stick and you do get some GPB swag, though. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us, and good luck in the second half. Mark, we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, Jackie, thank you very much. Remember, Chewy went to Australia, so that's a very popular place to visit. Time now to strike up the band. We listen in to the marching band from the Purple Hurricane of Fitzgerald High School, brought to you by Regions Bank. Great job by the Fitzgerald Marching Band, brought to you by Regions Bank. Time now to once again head to the principal's office. It's time to check in with John Nelson for another round of Are You Smarter with the principal of Fitzgerald High School, Stacy Bell.
Yeah, it is that time, round 2. What's going on at Fitzgerald? I know it's been a long time since you've had a title, but it's been obviously a very busy week. What's going on?
We've been having a lot of great things going on at Fitzgerald. Had an exciting week this week, but we did have to redirect some of that energy. Our Fitzgerald High School teacher and defensive line coach had a massive heart attack Monday morning, but he's recovering well, and we just want Coach Schultz and his wife Jennifer and the entire Hurricane Nation to know that we're missing them up here.
As are those of us at GPB. Time to play the game. And here we go, brought in via lightsaber. Here's the question. Many companies use the holidays as an opportunity to sell special holiday versions of their famous products. This year, one company had an epic fail with their allegedly Christmas tree-shaped candies turning out to look more something like something your dog left on the sidewalk. These blobs were supposed to be tree-shaped. Who did this? Was it A, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, B, Mounds Bars, or C, Cadbury Chocolates?
I'll go with B.
Let's see who it was. It was B. Reese's set the social media world of Flitter on fire when people started unwrapping these things. And these don't really look like trees. So well done. And I can definitely give you 2 for the road.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out. That's your parting gift. Back up to the bridge, Mark.
All right, first let's take a look at where we are so far in class. Earlier today in Class Private A, we had Elka defeating Aquinas 35-14, and then right now as we are halfway through the AA matchup, you've got Pace Academy leading Fitzgerald 21-7.
And the final 2 games of tonight should be terrific. Around 4:30 or so, it is the 4A game between undefeated, top-ranked Cartersville, 14-0, taking on the defending champion Buford Wolves at 13-1. And then at 8 p.m., the 6A showdown, and it won't get any better than this. Battle of Unbeatens, the defending champion Colquitt County Packers. They're on a 29-game winning streak, taking on the 14-0 Roswell Hornets. So we got a lot of great action later tonight.
All right, well, now it is time for our career play of the game presented by the Technical College System of Georgia.
Looking for a career that helps sustain our environment? Look to the Technical College System of Georgia. Choose a career in sustainable technology like solar power, environmental engineering, natural resources management, and many more. Get hands-on instruction from TCSG instructors with real-world experience. Change your life. Let TCSG help you find a career and a job. tcsg.edu.
We now welcome in John Nelson right here on the set for another edition of John's Georgia. Man. It's brought to you by the Georgia EMC, and you visited Louisville, Georgia, and have a great story about the local team there.
Let's spend some time with Jefferson EMC. And Jefferson, when the folks in Louisville, they got on a run this year, made it deep into the playoffs. They ran into Fitzgerald, and that was their loss that knocked them out. But it has been a great season of firsts in Louisville.
With this win last week, the Warriors of Jefferson County are now somewhere they've never been before, playing a Game 14 for the first time ever, something this group always thinks about even more after the win over Rabun County.
We talk about it every day. I mean, just the feeling of moving on to the 4th round, advancing from the 3rd round. I mean, it's great. It's an awesome feeling. You guys know, school history has never been done before. So I mean, just know the class of 2016 has did it. Makes everybody feel great.
Jeffco looked like they'd be a team who'd come up with a different result in 2015 after an 0-2 start, losing to Thompson and Burke County out of the gate. But a high-powered offense and a stingy defense has them practicing in December for the first time.
It's so good because we had a lot of adversity our first 2 games. We lost our first 2 games, so everybody heads down. But we picked it back up, and we got on the winning streak. And then the county just behind us. They supporting us the whole time.
And they look at their task as simple, going up against Fitzgerald at Warrior Stadium to get to their first final in school history and the last in the county since the Rennes Colts in the early 80s.
Stay focused, keep each other up. Don't let one get down on each other. Bad play is gonna happen, but we gotta stay up, keep each other up. Move on to the next play. You can't take that. You can't go back to that play. You just gotta next play, on and on.
For a school of 800 and a population of just under 17,000, this means the world to the county.
It was great for our kids.
Feels great for our school, feels great for our county. This is something, like I said, you work hard in your career to try to get to, and for us to be playing in the semifinals, I think it says a lot about the kids, the county, the coaches. It's just something we all can be proud of.
And your piece of trivia coming out of that particular piece in Louisville, Jason Strickland helped J.B. Arnold mark for the first 3 years as his offensive coordinator out there in Louisville.
And John's Georgia brought to you by
Georgia EMC.
All right.
Awesome. Well, we've got a second half to get to, guys, so let's get to it. We are going to take a short break, but when we come back, Larry Smith and Tucker coach Brian Lamar will call the second half of the GHSA AA matchup, Pace Academy and Fitzgerald. We'll see you for the trophy presentation. Enjoy the second half.
At the heart of our community are the businesses that don't skip a beat. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives stand behind local commerce. Whether keeping farms running or shining a light on new ventures, we bring business, large and small, to our communities. Creating jobs, driving development, supporting dreams. Georgia's EMCs, powering our businesses, lighting the way.
Here, beauty is a lot more than skin deep. For more than 100 years, we have focused on creating individual success stories. This is a place where professors are mentors, competition is cheered, collaboration counts, experience is hands-on, and connections are lifelong. VSU, over 100 majors, championship athletics, focused on your success.
The GHSA Football Championship games continue all day, right here, only on GPB.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't just any team. This is your home team, okay? It's not about A team or B team. It's not about your boss telling you to be a team player or to take one for the team. No, home team is about pride. It's about standing strong, pulling together, and going crazy about a bad call you know is right. But because it was against your home team, it must be wrong. Look, some people just don't get it because it's not their team. But Farm Bureau Insurance does, because everyone needs a home team for insurance, and we are that.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome for our Class 2A state championship. Pace is leading the way over Fitzgerald 21-7. I'm with Fitzgerald's Coach Strickland. Coach, the run game is your strength. How do you get that going in the second half?
Well, the big thing, we were concerned all week long about their physical size on the line of scrimmage, and right now they're whipping us pretty good on both sides of the ball, the line of scrimmage. We just got to play with some more energy. We've got to execute well and just try to execute the play that's called, and let's get a couple first downs, see if we can get something positive going.
Absolutely. What'd you tell your team at the half to get them excited and back in this thing?
The biggest thing was just calm down and relax. Enjoy being in a state championship and understand where you're at and the opportunities that you've given. They've worked hard all year to give themselves a chance here today. Let's see if we can get a couple things going here in the second half.
Coach, a quick few keys to the game in the second half in order to go home a state champion.
We're going to have to tackle a whole lot better. We got to contain Gunnar Falk. He's broken contained several times on us, and of course he's an excellent quarterback, and they're doing a great job over there. But we got to get some stops, and then from an offensive perspective, we got to control the line of scrimmage better.
All right, Coach, go join your team. Thanks. Larry, up to you.
Okay, Nikki, thanks. Here again with Tucker coach Brian Lamar, and Coach Strickland put it very well. I don't know, pick your poison, because right now they're getting it done. Pace Academy is on both sides of the ball. Looking at some first half highlights right now, it was kind of a couple of defensive haymakers early on, and then Pace got it going.
Yeah, man. Pace did a good job of sticking to their guns, sticking to their game plan, running the ball, throwing the ball, getting on the perimeter, and then defensively, with the exception of one drive, they've been stout inside and outside. They stopped J.D. King on the inside, and then when they've tried to run on the perimeter, they've used a good job of using their hands, going flat down the line, and making tackles.
Yeah,
so, pace is kind of rolling.
Yeah, we saw the touchdown there by Graham, made it 7-7, and then it comes back with big Realis George, makes it 14-7 in the final play just before the half. Gunnar Falk up to Spencer Hemingway, and boy, Falk 3 for 3 for 55 yards on that final drive. Look at the stats here, and Coach, here's the thing. Look at how balanced the offense is for Pace Academy. 136 rushing, 116 passing.
Well, you're seeing a machine on offense right now. Running the ball effectively, passing the ball effectively. They're keeping Fitzgerald in a position where they can't say, we need to stop the run in the second half and do better. We need to stop the pass in the second half and do better. They got to do a little bit of both to stop the bleeding.
And how about Gunnar Falk? 9 of 9 passing for the sophomore quarterback for Pace Academy, 116 yards. Again, 55 of those coming on that final drive. As it is Pace with a 2-touchdown lead, and they get the ball first here to start the second half. That's Martinez approaching the ball with the kick for Fitzgerald, and we are underway here in the second half. It's a short kick, and that's being taken right there at the 7-yard line. Out to the 25, and he'll be stopped right there. So Pace Academy, it's where they will start their first drive here.
The first time we got a return, decent job. It's a good job covering by Fitzgerald. Even though the ball was short, they still, tackled him, close to the 20-yard line. Pace gonna have to drive the ball.
Trey Blunt right there with the return, and so here we go. First and 25 now. Pace Academy up 21-7, trying again for their first ever state championship, their first time here in the title game. Gunnar Falk, we mentioned, yet to throw an incomplete pass at quarterback. Handoff to Jackson. He finds a hole, and he's out close to a first down, and so the Knights offensive machine keeps rolling right along.
Yeah, again, we talked about winning first down. They have got to find a way to win first down. You see Jackson, not much going, but finds a way to make the cut, get vertical, get positive yards. 9 yards on the game.
And that changes so much for when you're on offense, doesn't it? Second and 1. Jackson again, this time he stopped. Oh, that's a big time stop right there. Big number 76 was right there, and he is a load. Anthony Ramsey, we've called his number a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a good job of getting the stop, in that situation. It's just the first down is what's killing them. If you don't give up 9 yards on first down, now you got them in a third down situation where you can win. Very tough to win 3rd and 1s for an entire game.
It's George split out to the left. Jackson in the backfield. He'll get the handoff, and he'll get the first down, it appears. He's out to the 36. That's enough to move the sticks. 2-yard gain and a first down for Pace Academy.
Yeah, it was a good job on the last 2 plays by Fitzgerald. They can take that momentum in the first down right here and just minimize it. Get a 1 or 2 yard gain, if not 0 gain to a loss. They can have a chance to get a stop right here on this possession.
15th first down for Pace Academy. Only 6 so far for Fitzgerald. We're in the first 90 seconds here in the second half. Larry Smith, Brian Lamar, Nicky Noto on the call here. Our second of 4 games this afternoon from the Georgia Dome. Class 2A state championship. 1st and 10. Falk in the shotgun. Hands off to George. His first carry. Then he fumbles the ball, and it is picked up and recovered by the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane. The first big play for the Hurricane defense. And it gives their offense the ball in their best field position so far at the 41 apiece.
Yep, it's a great job of stopping initial charge, and we talked about him at the beginning of the game. Darius Hampton, who is their most energetic guy on the defensive line, he goes flat down the line, causes a fumble. Good effort. They had a good job up front of stopping the push by the big fella George, trying to run the ball up the middle, and now they give themselves a chance to cut into the lead.
It's the first time Fitzgerald has stopped this Pace Academy offense. So we go 1st and 10. That's the handoff to King. He gets some positive yards, not much. About 3, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, good job right there stopping King, but positive gain on first down. Not a total stoning. You didn't get 0. You got a little bit. So let's see what they do on second down to make it a 3rd and manageable, if not a first down.
J.D. King. J.D. stands for Wandell King, in case you're wondering. 2nd down now. He's in the backfield. That's Harris in motion. King with a handoff again. Not much doing, averaging 7.5 yards per carry, but again, 2nd straight positive yards. Fitzgerald, all of their offense coming on the ground. They've yet to attempt a pass in this game.
Yeah, it was a good job right there of stopping King, and now you got third and medium. Let's see what they can do right here.
Empty backfield now for Graham. Yeah, we've got some movement. This may be against Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's bad news for Fitzgerald. I think they're going to have a false start.
Yeah.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty. Main third down.
Yeah. That might have been Harris. I'm not sure. One of the guys. It was either Harris or it could have been Shavers. Took off a bit too soon.
Yeah, that backs them up to 3rd and 9. This is not a good position for Fitzgerald based on their offense. They want to run the ball. Now they're going to be forced into a passing situation. You can look for the pass or look for the screen or a perimeter run.
Again, empty backfield. Shavers in motion. That's Graham on the run. Trying to throw downfield. Oh, he had it in his hands and dropped it.
Yeah, great play by Graham. Of eluding tacklers and then finding an open receiver downfield. The receiver did a great job of adjusting and coming back to the ball, but wasn't able to haul it in. You can see him one-on-one, making the guy miss and then giving his team an opportunity by throwing the ball up, and comes back to the ball, hits him in the hands. Would have been 1st and goal on the 5-yard line.
That's Malik Coney, number 80. Love to have that one back.
It almost surprised him.
Yeah.
It almost surprised him the way he reacted to the ball.
Yeah.
Tough break, but now they you talk about winning the field position. Got a chance to pin them deep here and make Pace have to drive the length of the field again. The turnover at least gives you opportunity to change the field position.
Martinez on to punt right now on 4th and 9. End over end. Can they keep it in play? And they've got the men down there, the players, and they will fall on at the 3-yard line. So to your point, it'll be the worst field position Pace has had so far. 37-yard kick for Martinez. Pins Pace deep. Now can your defense make something happen?
Yeah, well, you get something positive out of it. You would love to have gotten a score, but now you've got them pinned back deep and a chance to get a stop here and then have another shot with great field position going in. So Fitzgerald is still in good shape. Pace has got to flip the field, get a couple of first downs. If nothing else, get the ball out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Got to look at Chris Slade there a moment ago. Again, we mentioned 9 years in the NFL and talked about his coaching mentors, Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, Al Groh at Virginia, George Walsh at Virginia, and a lot of great coaches that he's worked under. First down play right there. That's a run by the big back Realis George for minimal gain, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, Fitzgerald has made some adjustment. They beefed up the front. You can see they got the big guys in there. They've actually brought an extra lineman in on the interior, the 2 tight end, 2 back set, and now they're going to try to go brawn against brawn to stop the run there.
Handoff this time is to Jackson in the backfield. Again, not much going there. Nikki, talk more about Coach Slade and the coaching tree he comes from.
Wait, you mean Coach Belichick or Coach Slade? No, you guys, when I talked to Coach Slade this week, it was so funny because just like y'all mentioned, he comes from that Coach Bill Belichick coaching tree. And look, when we were on the phone with him, he literally said, well, we're going to run it or we're going to pass it. And that's how he discussed his offense with us, you guys. So, look, Coach Slade, all in good fun. He's a fantastic coach. He obviously learned a lot, and he has really changed the culture around at Pace, which I can talk a little bit about a bit later in the game.
Yeah, great stuff. He was funny. He wasn't giving anything. We almost thought we were talking to Bill Belichick for a moment, didn't we? We talked to him on the phone. He didn't want to give us anything, and he admitted as such. He said, I'm not going to tell you anything, even though he knew we weren't going to say anything until now. Incomplete pass there by Gunnar Falk. That's his first incompletion here in the game. He was 9 of 9 to start the game, and so it brings up 4th and 7. And so, Brian, as you mentioned, now a chance for Fitzgerald to have its best field position now as the punter is on from deep in his own end zone. And we'll see if Fitzgerald can take advantage. We have a flag now in the defensive backfield. Usually that means it's against Fitzgerald.
Well, I think Fitzgerald's made a huge mistake here. I think they got too many guys on the field.
Legal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Number 71 just came off just now.
Yeah, they changed personnel to get some bigger bodies in the game to stop Pace up front with the power running game. And when they transitioned from regular defense to punt return, they didn't get a guy off. They still got a good chance. It didn't hurt them too bad because they had him in a 3rd and long situation. Oh, but they ran into the kicker.
Fair catch right there. Ran the kicker, but I don't see a flag? Is there a flag?
Yeah,
down?
he threw the flag.
There's a flag. Okay.
You know, and it was really a bang play.
Yeah.
To where I thought the kicker did a great job of acting.
Personal foul.
But he got a personal
Repping the
foul.
kicker.
It's going to be a first down
On the
for Pace.
defense.
That's a huge
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Penalty.
Automatic
And
first
there's a
down.
36-yard kick, so you would have had the ball again starting in Pace territory instead, and here's a replay of it right here.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. Yeah, and I mean, Hampton's got to do a better job of knowing that he's not going to block that kick. You know, it's a tough break. He was getting blocked, but at the same time, you just want to ensure the kick in that situation because you're going to be in good field position.
That's a tough play. So 1st and 10 now for Pace instead at their own 26. Man in motion there. Instead the handoff is to Jackson. Left side. He's across the 30 out to the 33. And once again, another big run for positive yards on first down. And that really has kept this Fitzgerald defense on its heels the entire game.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you make mistakes in the special teams. Now your defense has to go right back out there. And there you got defensive linemen with hands on their hips. And now here comes that Pace offense barreling downhill with the double-headed monster of the two running backs, and you're in trouble.
2nd and 3 now. That's Blunt in motion. He takes the handoff on the sweep. He's got a first down and more. Out past the 40, near the 45. That's another big run for Pace Academy right now as they are in control. And boy, how big that penalty could be. It may come back at the end of the game, and maybe one of the key points that we talk about as we look back at this game, that Fitzgerald can't come back and make something happen. Nice run right there on the 11-yard run there by Trey Blunt.
Yeah, Trey Blunt is athletic. You know, they're doing the same thing they've been doing all game, which is run the two backs up the middle and get Blunt and motion him and get him running on the perimeter.
It's Jackson in the backfield. Handoff. And stopped early. That's number 15, Tony Addison on the sweep. But a great defensive play right there by Josh Relaford.
Yep, and Relaford's done a good job all year at safety. He's in the box a lot. He makes a lot of tackles, and this is what you got to have on first down. A zero gain or a negative yardage play. Now this sets up 2nd and long. You know, Fitzgerald's got to come back and have another great play here. Pace just needs to get something positive going, so you can kind of look at it from both angles. Pace wants to get it to a manageable 3rd down, and Fitzgerald wants to stop them from doing that.
It's a pretty impressive play right there. One of the first negative plays on first down. Falk to pass, complete for a first down and more. And another great play right there by Tony Addison on the catch. So Addison on the run, negative yards, makes up for it with a big catch and run there for first down, and they're into Fitzgerald territory.
Yeah, right on cue. And we just talked about making it a manageable 3rd down. They throw a quick hitch play, but then Addison uses the jets, uses his athletic ability to turn it into more.
14-yard play right here. Class 2A championship game. Pace Academy going for its first ever title. Fitzgerald needs to rally to get its first championship since 1948. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Falk on the rollout. Good athletic move to get away from the rush. Still has the ball. Going to keep it and run for positive yards. Oh, and he fumbles the ball. Ball is loose. Fitzgerald says they have it, and the officials agree. 2nd recovered fumble in this quarter for the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricane defense.
What you just witnessed down right there was a great coaching adjustment, okay? It's the 3rd time that we've seen this bootleg play where they've had 2 tight ends in the game. The quarterback nakeds out. This time they had it played, but Falk makes an outstanding play with his feet, but then doesn't squeeze the ball tight and fumbles it. You know, Fitzgerald had a great coaching adjustment to what they were seeing. The player didn't execute it well. Falk out-athleted him, but then, you know, turned the ball over because he didn't squeeze it tight. So, you know, we're back with Fitzgerald with the ball with an opportunity.
And great job by Buck Lundy right there to force that fumble. Fitzgerald now 1st and 10, and again, the running game can't get it going. What a big play on defense right there by number 33, Philip Markwalter. We've called his number several times on the keeper by Graham.
Yeah, it was just, you know, a botched handoff right there. Wasn't as smooth as they wanted it. Then a negative yardage play right there by Graham. Fitzgerald just hasn't done a great job on first down this game.
Well, their offense seems out of sync. Graham on the keeper here. He makes things move with his feet. Big gain out to the 39-yard line, so positive yards there. It's a very big pickup. Brings up 3rd and short. 3rd and about 3, it looks like. 13-yard pickup for young James Graham, the sophomore quarterback for the Purple Hurricane.
Yeah, Graham has been the one bright spot for this offense today. They got to find a way to continue to get the ball in his hands and allow him to make plays inside and out.
Timeout on Pace Academy now at the 4:26 mark. No scoring here in the second half. We'll step aside as well here as we continue on the Class 2A championship game. Chris Slade's Pace Academy Knights still up by 2 touchdowns, 21-7. We're back after this.
It brings out the best in all of us. Regions, every day is game day.
21-7 Pace Academy as we come back here to the Georgia Dome, the Class 2A game. Class 4A and Class 6A title games still to come later today. Hey, why Wednesday nights? Wednesday nights on GPB are jam-packed with a full serving of science and nature shows. This Wednesday, get a glimpse inside the fascinating city of Machu Picchu and time scanners and find out why honey badgers are one of the internet's favorite animals on Nature. And on Nova, see why scientists think they may be going in a galaxy far, far away with alien planets revealed. It's all on Why Wednesday, starting at 7 on GPB. Good drama here right now. Pace Academy leading Fitzgerald. A big third down play here for the Purple Hurricane, trying to get something going. They've yet to complete a pass in this game. Man in motion is Harris. He goes left side. He's got a first down and more. Out to midfield and then some. First down. It's actually Jalen Shavers on the run. And a big play on third down for the Purple Hurricane. 12-yard gain gets into Pace territory.
Yeah, good job of getting onto the sideline and getting the opportunity.
Timeout here in the field. So we've got an injured Pace Academy player down, and we'll take a look at him. That's on the defensive backs, Mark Somerville, the junior quarterback, and we'll take a look at him. You know, getting back over to this Fitzgerald team, and James Graham, we talked in the first half about how he had to step in and replace Gerald Morgan, who was the all-star, do-everything senior quarterback for them last year, went on to play this year at Appalachian State on a scholarship. And they were saying, they told him in the preseason, we don't need you to be Gerald, we need you just to be you, be James. And he's grown into that. He's become one of the coaches on the field for this Fitzgerald team, and a big reason why they're 13-1 this season, just the way he's taken control of things. Only a sophomore, but has a great grasp of what the coaches want him to accomplish. And of course you have J.D. King behind you. That helps a lot too.
Yeah, and also the fact that he's very athletic himself. You know, if you're the ankle leg on that 4x1 team, that means you can go. You know, and that was as a freshman. As a sophomore, he's improved his speed, and he's just going to continue to flourish. J.D. King, no doubt, is the workhorse in this offense, but make no mistakes about it, James Graham plays a big role.
He's rushed over 1,400 yards himself in the season. He keeps taking his own number right there. There's going to be a long, big game there. Plus, there's going to be a face mask penalty on top of that. So some momentum here for Fitzgerald. Flags all over the place. We'll see the face mask right here, Brian.
Yeah, you can see him running the ball, you know, and then there's the face mask. You know, reached in, grabbed it. That's probably going to be of the 15-yard variety.
Personal 5, face mask on the defense.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
They'll attack on the extra 15 yards. You're also seeing a lot of cramping by the Pace players. Just something that happens, you know, every year that I've ever, you know, coached a team here in the Dome. We've had to deal with cramping just from playing on the surface, and then also the temperature inside the Dome. It's cooled off a lot, and now it's a little bit warmer here than what you're used to, along with the emotions of playing in such a great venue. Guys tend to cramp up a little bit, so that's something we need to monitor as we kind of continue this game.
Yeah, we're in the 70s too. I mean, it's seasonally warm in mid-December, even for Atlanta right now. First down, here's J.D. King. He's got some room and gets it out to about the 20. Positive yards for King, not quite yet. Again, we haven't seen him get unleashed, but he's always a threat to do so. 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you just got to continue to monitor it. There you go again. He's following those guards, you know, trying to make a cut. This offense is the type of offense that as it continues to go during the course of the game, you'll see bigger and bigger runs. You know, they continue to feed J.D. King. He'll get something positive going before long.
So Fitzgerald on the run right here is what Coach talked about. Make something happen. 2nd and 6. That's King right there. Jake Graham on the keeper. And he's still on his feet, still moving. The pile's still going, just now went down. That's a great second and third effort there by the sophomore.
Yeah, but one thing you're seeing from Graham is they're doing such a great job on stopping King that they've been able to use quarterback counters with Graham. So here again, you see them fake the King, run the counter with Graham. He's getting positive yards by sticking that foot in the ground and getting vertical. He continues to move his feet. He's not a little guy. He's a guy that's going to run hard.
Third down and 1 right now. First down and 4, and getting it inside the 10. Great job by Shavers. Nice run. Fitzgerald continues to move.
Yeah, Shavers also doing a good job running the ball today. Again, they're packed in tight to stop J.D. King up the middle, and then they get on the perimeter with the wing backs, with the speed play, the reach play, the stretch play. Really doing a good job.
The Shavers getting a lot of action here, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Get it back to James Graham. The sophomore quarterback, 1,436 yards rushing, so he's averaging 100 yards a game on the ground and 18 touchdowns rushing as well, and showing off that speed here. He has a touchdown earlier, the only one for the Purple Hurricane here. Hand off again to Shavers. He's got a hole, trying to get up to the end zone. Gets it close to the 5 and stopped about the 6-yard line, so about a 3-yard gain. Second and goal for the 6.
Yeah, good job again, trying to get on the perimeter, trying to get some stuff going. I mean, Fitzgerald is doing what you do in this offense. You try to keep that defense on the field as long as you can and continue to stretch, hit the ball up the middle and try to get on the perimeter and keep going back and forth until something pops.
Here's to King now, the sweep. King gets it inside the 5, brought down around the 2. That'll bring up third down. And so J.D. King looking for his 33rd rushing touchdown on the season. And you talked again, Nicky talked to Coach Strickland there just after halftime and said, hey, we just got to block some guys, make some things happen. If they can score here, it's a 1-touchdown game, and you're still in the third quarter, all of a sudden it's a ball game.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's still a great game right here, and it can go either way.
Hand off to King to turn around the side. And one touchdown! J.D. King and Fitzgerald can close and get a touchdown here in the third quarter.
Yeah, great job again. We talked about it. Running up the middle and then get it on the perimeter and just give an opportunity for you to fall forward for that touchdown. And that's exactly what happened here. J.D. King coming across. He just stretches it. Not a bad job by Pace, but once he gets those shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, there's no stopping J.D. King on a 1- or 2-yard game.
Well, he's such a big and powerful back. One more look at on the TCSG touchdown replay. Puts his shoulder down and just lowers into Mark Somerville and powers his way into the end zone. Martinez with the extra point, and just like that, it's a 1-touchdown game. So Fitzgerald, a pair of fumble recoveries here in the second half, and all of a sudden they've closed within 21-14. Let's go down to Nicky Noto.
All right, guys, so when I talked to Coach Strickland, he told me a story about J.D. King and when things just kind of clicked with him and his team. He said 2 years ago when we went to Benedictine, we lost 51-7. He said that J.D. ended up finishing that game. He was a freshman, so he didn't start. But when he played that game, he said he brought that game up at Tuesday at practice this week. He said he told the guys how he finished up that game and realized, he said that the reason that we lost that game is that he had realized that the guys around him had quit. He said, hey, that's not going to happen this year. That's not going to happen to this team if I have anything to do with it. He said that Benedictine game just turned everything around in J.D. King's mind. And he said, I want our team to play the game of their lives today, you guys. Really cool story about J.D. King and Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Nicky, thanks so much. There's no question what an athlete he is. Again, he rushed over 1,500 yards last year, but Scott the Shadow, the quarterback Gerald Morgan, over 20 and 3, now 2,400 yards for this season. 33rd touchdown. It's a Fitzgerald team again. 794 plays, over 700 running plays. So that's where they get their bread and butter on the kickoff here. One keeps it in the end zone, so a touchback, first down and 10 now going to the 20. One more look at the touchdown here, Brian. It's King, 3 carries, 10 yards on that drive and close it off with the touchdown.
Yeah, you can see again, they're running the speed play, really trying to get on the perimeter. He uses his speed and then uses his power to get himself into the end zone. A physical runner. One of the top junior backs in the state. He'll be playing in the Elite Junior Classic All-Star game here in December, right after Christmas. one of the best backs in the state. And when you're one of the best backs in the state of Georgia, you're one of the best backs in the country.
So now it's a 21-14 game, and Pace with another big play on the first down. Boy, they do it every single time. Different running back this time. That's the freshman, Keyshawn Perryman, a speedy back. Only 5'6", 155, but Coach talked about he's the speed back. So we've seen the big power of Realis George, the great shiftiness of Deion Jackson, and now the third member of that backfield for the first carry, Keyshawn Perryman with the big carry. 8-yard gain there.
Yeah, well, you know, Deion Jackson's also starting at cornerback, so he probably needed a blow after that long defensive drive. And so now they get the smaller back in there to give him a blow. But I'm sure you'll see Deion here in the next few plays.
So Perryman again, this time going to the outside. One more replay of this. He got a 1-yard gain. Good job by the defense. Brings up a 3rd and short. And once again, here's another crucial play for the Fitzgerald defense as they again try to keep Pace at bay. 3rd and 1. Hand off to Big George, who powered his way in for the first down. And the Pace offense moves the change yet again with that power running game of Realis George.
Yeah, but once again, you're seeing the same thing. They lost on first down big time, you know, and so now you stop for a 1-yard gain on second, but it's still 3rd and 1. You know, then they give it to Big George. He's just using his power and his brute strength to barrel forward for the first down.
And we've got a penalty or make that an injury on the field. That's Anthony Ramsey, the junior defensive lineman, is down.
Yeah, and he's running into the same problems that we were seeing from the Pace players. He is cramping in that right calf. The big fella's been out here giving tremendous effort, but now you're seeing the effects of playing here in the Georgia Dome on this turf. It's amazing.
Well, you take a look right now. While they're doing that, you see 2 of the managers running out and making sure everybody gets water.
Oh, yeah.
11 guys on the field right now.
It's the craziest thing. We play on turf, you know, a good bit of our games during the regular season, but, you know, once you get into the Georgia Dome, you always seem to have a problem with cramping. You know, I've coached 3 games here, 3, you know, championship level games here, and also coached a preseason game, but you still, it's always a big emphasis for us is figure out how we're going to handle the cramping situation.
Very quickly, daytime games tougher than nighttime games because of the humidity change during the days? It's warmer?
I mean, I don't think that's as big of a deal here. I think it's just you're indoors, you're excited, you're on the turf. It's one of those things where I really can't call it, but you always see a lot of cramping. From the high school teams. You know, you don't see as much cramping from the Falcons for whatever reason. But when the high school guys get in here, they're cramping up all over the place.
Drinking more fluids, I guess, before the game or something. First down play right there, incompletion by Gunnar Falk. Again, he's, after being perfect, passing 9 of 9 in the first half. He has struggled in the passing game here. Now 10 of 12, just 1 of 3 passing in the second half. So 2nd down and 10 right now from the 32. Handoff. Right side, and Moore still on his feet. That's the freshman Perryman with the speed, and it'll be another 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalties. He hits him out of bounds. And a big mistake there by the Purple Hurricane defense.
Oh, yeah, it was Darius Hampton again, who is a high-motor guy, one of their leaders on defense. He's a guy that flies around and get after it,
Personal
but
foul.
just, you know, took
on
a
the
bad
defense.
shot right there.
15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
To the end of that run. You know, I was just going to say, you know, before the last play that Fitzgerald had done a good job of kind of knocking them off of their stride. You know, Pace had just been doing what they wanted to do offensively, and they're starting to get stops. But again, the 15-yard penalty is definitely, you know, going to put them in a bad situation right here.
Yeah, and that was 1-2 right there. You got to hold up. I know you're frustrated. Here's this freshman coming in. You've been chasing guys all day long, but his play's already over. He's already both feet out of bounds. 15-yard gain on the play, another 15-yard on the penalty. So a 30-yard swing right here, and that puts him inside the 40 for first down. Pace Academy. The switch right here, that's the shift to Blunt, the receiver out of the backfield. And a flag on the play. Could be a hold coming back. Short gain for Trey Blunt, the receiver. So again, we've seen Jackson, and we've yet to see him here. As you mentioned, the long play a moment ago, the long drive on defense as he plays both ways, went all the way down on defense. We haven't seen him. We've seen George for a moment, mainly the freshman Perryman. Then it was Blunt just then out of the backfield. And now we've got a play call here. Let's see who it's against. Legal formation against the Knights. So the replay, first down, 1st and 15. It's time from the 43 of Fitzgerald. As we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. In case you're just joining us, Pace scored first, 7-0. Fitzgerald came back and tied it up, and then a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter by Pace Academy, including a touchdown pass by the sophomore Gunnar Falk with 3 seconds to go, made it a 21-7 halftime score. Fitzgerald just scored, and now Pace is trying to answer. Falk with the keeper, fakes the pass, gets it inside the 40, headed to the sidelines, out of bounds around the 35. About an 8-yard gain, right at the 34 actually. So it'll be a 9-yard pickup, it appears.
Yep, again, you got Falk using his feet to make something happen. And then getting it to where it's manageable down in distance. So now you went from first and long to second and medium. They're going to try to get a first down or get it to third and manageable. Fitzgerald's got to really bow up right here. They got an opportunity to keep him out of field goal range.
Yeah, 2nd and 6, and it's Deion Jackson back in the game. He's going to block up front. Falk to pass. This to Jackson. He avoids one defender. Still on his feet. First down and more inside the 25. Spins again. Gets it inside the 20. Holds on to the ball. That was important. And that may be the final play here of the third quarter, as a nice play right there. Falk to Jackson. I like when this play developed, Brian.
Yeah, well, they ran the screen again. Fitzgerald's actually got it sniffed out. You know, it's the third time that we've seen that halfback screen to Deion there. And, you know, they had it played, but then, you know, a player making a play and a player missing a play, and you get first down for Pace Academy going in.
Well, 22 first downs you can see by Pace Academy, and they lead right now through 3 quarters. A pair of turnovers in the third quarter let Fitzgerald get back into it, but now the Knights are driving. Can they capitalize? One more quarter to go from the Georgia Dome. We're back after this.
Questions can't wait until morning. So I'm one of many nurses at Cigna with answers, anytime, day or night. I'm Lauren, and I've got your back.
Miss Garner from Forest Park High School sparked an interest in me to really push me in education, to be more than just a student athlete. You know, each and every day she challenged me to be a leader, a role model, and somebody positive in our community. I can never thank her enough for what all she's done for me. And there are teachers just like Miss Garner all over the state of Georgia today.
The new College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience puts fans closer to the game experience. Featuring over 30,000 square feet of college football interactive exhibits. Tickets available at cfbhall.com. Whether you plan to attend a 2-year college, 4-year university, or go straight into the world of work, the Georgia CTAE Work-Based Learning Program teaches students essential career skills through real-world experiences and on-the-job training.
I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
She's perfectly healthy.
Cigna covers preventive care. That's having your back.
We're back at the Georgia Dome and a good look at 2 of the young and talented coaches in the state of Georgia. That's Chris Slade of Pace Academy on your left, Jason Strickland of Fitzgerald on your right. It's Fitzgerald down at touchdowns. We start the fourth quarter right here, and there is Deion Jackson powering his way on the first down play for a first down and goal. What a job there. Just had the 16-yard pass play, Falk to Jackson to set this up. And so already another 11 yards here, and this Pace Academy offense is on the move right now, trying to get that touchdown back that they just allowed in the third quarter.
Yeah, I saw, we talked about them resting Deion Jackson. Now he's back fresh on first carry, bounces outside, breaks the tackle, and gets the ball inside the 10-yard line, keeping that offense going.
We've got a lot of options back there. We saw the freshman Perryman with some nice runs in this drive. Now you've got Jackson back in. George has been a factor. Falk with his feet. Blunt has lined up back there. A lot of different options. First and goal right now. The triple set in the back. Handoff up front to Jackson. Up and over to the 5 for the short gain of 2 yards. Brings up second and goal.
Yeah, not a bad job right there by Fitzgerald. They lined up in 2 tight ends in the power I formation, and they actually ran the ball with the power back, the offset back, which that time was Deion Jackson. And so good job of Fitzgerald holding their ground and making it a second and go.
You know, but Chris Slade talked about his offensive line, and he said confident, he said he feels they're the best group in the state. He said, I feel they can play with any body in any classification in the state, and so far they have shown that. What a great job they've done blocking for the pass, and also on the run. But not here. Falk getting out of harm's way so far, but he settles for a big loss. What a great move there. Good to see number 76, Ramsey, back on the field for Fitzgerald. He was one of the big bodies chasing Falk right there. So I just started bragging about the offensive line of Pace, and Fitzgerald finds an answer for them right here.
Yeah, well, another good job, you know, by the Fitzgerald defensive staff of putting guys in a position to make the play. What you're seeing is Falk, you know, out-athleting guys that are in good position. Again, they tried the bootleg again, tried to naked the quarterback out, and you had defensive end right there in his face. He was able to elude him, and, you know, it could have been a lot worse situation on third down.
And Darius Hampton there too, 11-yard loss now. So now third and goal from the 16. Falk with the handoff. This is to Jackson. He's inside for the touchdown. Oh, and Pace with the answer. 16 yards for Deion Jackson, and his second touchdown of the game. And Pace answers back with the score.
That was a great call by Pace. You know, it's one of those things you talk about as a coach. You got third and long situations. It's a great time to run screens and draws. And you see right here a draw play and a big home run by Pace and Deion Jackson. You know, get third and forever, you know, you're going to look for screens and draws.
And back to the blocking in the TCSU touchdown replay. He went 16 yards untouched. There was nobody even close to him.
Yeah, well, Fitzgerald had gone into more of a nickel situation because of the passing situation that they were in, and had guys dropping back in coverage. Didn't really have a lot of guys pressuring because of the down and distance, but unfortunately didn't work out well for them.
So Pace Academy, 80-yard drive, and they're back up by 2 touchdowns. 28-14, 10:34 to go at the Georgia Dome.
Today, companies in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and film industries need skilled workers, and the earning potential is high. Go Build Georgia can show you where the jobs are and what skills you need to get them. And the Technical College System of Georgia has fast, affordable training for these great-paying careers. Build your blueprint for success at GoBuildGeorgia.com and look to the Technical College System of Georgia to put your plan into action.
So Pace Academy now 10.5 minutes away from possibly their first state championship game. Nikki, this Pace Academy is certainly a different program than what it was a few years ago.
It is a different program, and you know, the football program just began back in 2008. Coach Slade came to town as a part of the staff in 2012. He inherited a team, you guys, that only had 3 wins. His first year as a head coach in 2013, he had 5 wins. 2014, 7 wins. This year, they have 12 wins right now, and a state championship could make it 13. He said it all started with changing the culture, and that had all to do with structure and accountability. He said these guys have to love each other out there on the field and play for each other from the beginning to the end of the game, and that's how you can take home your first state title.
You know, great point. Yeah, he added really no set goals. He said, let's build a program, do it the right way. People believed in what they were trying to do, and it shows right here. Third down play. Coach, we were talking about maybe, again, the Fitzgerald looking for a pass play possibly, and he just runs right in on the scoring drive. 12 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes, 42 seconds right there in the TCSG scoring drive.
Yeah, it's just smart coaching. You know, the chance for you to complete, you know, 18-yard pass is very difficult. And so what you do is you try to, you know, see if they'll run themselves out of position. They ran the counter there, were able to get a touchdown.
And so now Fitzgerald back down by 2 touchdowns. We begin 1st and 10 from the 20 after the touchback. Graham keeps it himself for a short gain right here. And, you know, the one thing that Coach talked about, Coach Strickland, he said if you could, there's one word to describe his players. It's resilient. And certainly that'll be put to the test right here now as we approach the 10-minute mark and down 28-14. Can his team bounce back again? Great defensive effort in the third quarter to force 2 fumbles. Now the offense has got to pick up and do something here. Graham on the keeper himself on second down. Gets a good gain. That'll bring up third and short right now for the Purple Hurricane with the clock running.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left in this game. Again, you see Graham running the ball, more of a counter play with him, getting positive yardage, really close to breaking and making something special happen. Fitzgerald's just got to stick to what they've been coached to do, continue to run the football, and see what happens.
42 right here, the handoff to Harris. First down and more, 35, he's got the 40. He breaks the tackle, on his feet, pushed out of bounds. At the 42-yard line, 41-yard line of pace. What a huge gain right there for Montrell Harris. 31-yard gain around the right side for the speedy Harris.
Oh, yeah, right on cue. We just talked about it. They just got to stick to their principles, stick to what they've been doing all year, which is run the football, and something positive will happen. Now they're quickly moving down the field with a chance to cut it back down to a one-score game.
And Nick, you mentioned earlier he was one of 3 football members of that 4x100 state championship team in the track last year. Here's the first pass. It's completed to the 10 to Montrell Harris for the touchdown. Fitzgerald answers back with his first pass of the day, and it's for 6 points.
Well, that's one of the things that I watched on film over and over again. They love to hit Montrell Harris on the seam pass. It's one of those things that they do. That's what they like to do with him. Put him at halfback and play action and send him up the seam. He's probably got 6 or 7 touchdowns this season off that exact same play, being able to play action and hit him on the seam.
Yeah, James Graham, just his 3rd pass of the entire game. This one goes for 41 yards for Montrell Harris. And boy, what an offensive showing we've got right here by both teams. Extra point is good right there. We'll take a timeout here at the Georgia Dome. We have got a ball game. Do not go anywhere. The Class 2A championship is on the line right now. Fitzgerald down by 7, 28-21.
The GHSA Championship is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, together all the way. And viewers like you, thank you. The GHSA would like to thank Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
As Georgia's skilled trade industries continue to grow, so does the need for young skilled workers. Position yourself at the front of the line for your next career opportunity within the trades by visiting GoBuildGeorgia.com.
You exercise. You choose the salad, occasionally. But staying well, physically, financially, emotionally, is hard on your own. So Cigna's got your back and your knees 24/7. Cigna's there to answer your questions, or when you need some coaching. In sickness and in health, Cigna's there, helping you to get well and stay well. That's having a partner who's with you all the way. Cigna.
As a strong, stable bank, Regions is always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities. In addition to offering financial solutions for our customers, we are committed to supporting local initiatives and organizations that help our neighborhoods thrive. Regions is proud to be a partner with GPB in building a better Georgia.
Each week, GPB brings you the latest in high school sports.
Hi again, everybody.
But we want to hear what you have to say. Tell us what's going on with your team. Share your favorite moments. Post your own pictures and videos. And let everyone know why your team will go all the way.
Best you've ever seen. You haven't seen a game until you've been to one of the games.
Just log on and like us on Facebook, where you can post comments, pictures, and videos to earn your own team bragging rights. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, too.
Oh, look right now at the Georgia Dome, and we have got a great one for you right now. Already one champion in the books today. Eagles Landing Christian Academy winning the 1A private. We've got the Class 4A and Class 6A games still to come. There's still a lot to go here in the Class 2A game. What a game we've got as Fitzgerald puts it into the end zone. So Pace Academy comes back at 1st and 10. A good look right there at Montrell Harris, who's done so much in the running game. But he was involved on all 7 plays in that drive. But again, the great touch right there. 41-yard reception on the touchdown from James Graham.
Yeah,
the TCSG touchdown replay.
Oh, yeah, Graham did a good job of just running underneath the ball and catching it and making it to the pay dirt. It's one of those things where you just love somebody to sleep running football and hit it to play action.
What a job he's done. Again, they've bottled up J.D. King. A lot of other people getting involved right here. Little bobble by the freshman Perryman. Stiff arm. Out of bounds. Short gain on first down. Brings up second and about 7 for Pace Academy. Pace Academy, about 8 miles away from the Georgia Dome. Fitzgerald, about 180 miles away from the Georgia Dome. So, a bit of a difference. By the time Pace's kids woke up, Fitzgerald was probably almost to Macon.
We'll see what happens and see how that affects the teams going down the stretch.
Let me play again. It's Perriman, the freshman again. He's got some speed, looking for the first down, and he's close to it. And they're going to mark him down at the 30. At the 31, and that will be enough for a first down. Let's see if they stop and measure.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a face mask penalty.
Personal foul, face mask, on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Well, that's a tough call. Fitzgerald's had a couple of penalties on defense that have really hurt them. Coach Strickland just, he can't believe that. And he said, you know, we've got young players right here, and here's another look at it. And that's an easy call. There's the face mask. That's an easy call right there.
Yep.
Darius Hampton, the linebacker, he's a senior. But Coach talked about it. He said we're a ragtag bunch, and boy, we get together to do some things, but we still do some head-scratching things that we just can't quite. We wonder, what are you doing out there? Tough penalty there. So now first down from the 46. Perriman again outside. He's past midfield and stumbles into Fitzgerald territory, but yet again another big play on first down for the Knights.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way to slow them down on first down and give themselves a chance to be able to get off the field. Right now, you know, Pace is winning the first down battle.
So 2nd and 4 right now. Pace lining up in the eye. It's Falk under center. Another running play. Perriman again. It's a couple of yards. Brings up 3rd and short. Let's go down to Nikki Noto for more on this Fitzgerald defense. Nikki?
Absolutely, you guys. Well, look, this defensive line is playing with a lot of heart, and they're actually playing without their defensive line coach, Randall Schultz. He had a heart attack on Monday. Coach is only 39 years old. We were told that he is doing better. However, he is still in South Georgia. We just want to let him know that, hey, your team, they're praying for you, and they are playing their heart outs for you out here today. So a lot of love going to Coach Schultz in South Georgia. We were told that whatever medicine he's on, that they're calling it the hurricane.
That's great. Nikki, thanks for that. Certainly our thoughts and prayers going out to him and the Fitzgerald family as well. There's a running play right there by the big man, Realis George. You've got a 3rd and short. That's what you do. You give it to the big man, and what a game he has had already. 55 yards through 3 quarters for George. He had the touchdown earlier as well. Jalen Jackson has a touchdown. Is this running game for Pace doing a nice job, keeping the clock running at this point. First down. The Purple Hurricane, 42. Falk back in the gun. It's George next to him, to his right. And he gets the carry. Past the 40, still on his feet to the 35. 7 yards, and again, that Pace formula of 5 yards or more on first down pays off again for them, and the clock continues to run.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzgerald's constantly in bad shape with the down and distance. Pace is doing a good job of getting huge chunks of yards on first down, and it's just putting them in a bad situation. You know, 2nd and short, you can run it or throw it. You know, you're in a bad situation.
So 2nd down and 3 now from the 35. Long, quick pass to Blunt. Can't avoid the tackle. He's running backwards. Let's see what they mark as forward progress. He might get him to the 35. Let's take a look and see. They're going to mark him down at the 39, so it's a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, huge mistake there by Blunt. All I wanted to do was kind of get the ball out there and see if he could make something happen, but he ran backwards, and that caused a huge loss. That was actually big time in favor of Fitzgerald. So they completed a forward pass, but actually get a negative yardage play.
Yeah, it would have been at the 35 and a 3rd and 2. Instead, it's back to a 3rd and 7. I'm sorry, 3rd and 3 it would have been, but a 3rd and 7 instead. 4-yard difference. And no different play right now, and you're out of bounds. The clock is stopped. Timeout on the field. Let's see what happens.
Please reset the play clock.
So you want to reset the game clock. We're not sure. You're resetting the.
Please reset it. 25 seconds, please.
You're resetting the play
Thank
clock.
You.
Possibly to 20. There we go. Okay, 25 seconds. They haven't started the play clock yet, and they're asking now to start. And now they'll roll the play clock and the game clock as well. 6:42 and counting. Falk in the gun. 3rd down play. That's a lateral to Blunt, who does the rest. 1st down and more. He's past the 25, inside the 20, and what a great play call right there.
A huge play. Pace is doing a great job of getting the ball to different athletes at different times of the game with those athletes' strength in mind. So, you know, they rotated backs right there and put Blunt in a position where he could make the best play for that time period.
And they all have a different skill set and puts him in different parts of the field. Now, he's not in the backfield. He's out already in the slot, and that was actually a lateral. It was thrown behind him. But the angle he took, he's able to already be in momentum and run the ball upfield for a 1st down and a really big gain on 3rd down. That's a huge play because the clock continues to run toward the 6-minute mark. Pace Academy already over 400 yards of offense here. Deion Jackson now right side. He's inside the 5. Mark it out of bounds at the 6 for another 1st down. The 1st and goal now for the Knights.
Yeah, you're seeing Pace Academy again just use their best athletes and put them in position where they're running plays that suit those players, but actually, you know, work in favor for Pace. So again, using Deion Jackson to run the football, play before. They used to throw the football, and they got positive wins.
And again, everyone touching the ball, just like they've done this entire game. Everyone getting a piece of it. Falk under center. Hand off now to that's Jackson looking to find a seam inside and gains a yard and a little more to the 5. That'll bring up 2nd down. So Pace Academy once again, clock ticking down. Never had been to the state championship game before. A program that began playing football back in 2008. And as Nicky mentioned, Coach Slade coming in. Defensive coach 4 years ago, now his 3rd year as head coach, changing the culture at Pace Academy. And they just got the new stadium built, the new facilities up there, and now here they are trying to capitalize with a state championship here. Very early in the program's history. Green, that's a little misdirection right there. That's Deion Jackson. Is he in? Yes! The touchdown! Spinning, whirling, and powering his way into the end zone, and Pace gets on the board again.
Yeah, that was actually the same play they scored on the last possession. They went with a counter, a draw play, and was able to get Deion Jackson into the end zone.
TCSG touchdown replay. It's Jackson once again, the misdirection. Fakes to his right, comes back to the way. Nice spin move away from a tackle and goes into the end zone. And again, just so many different weapons right now out of the backfield. If you don't have the young Perriman, the freshman that's coming off the bench for the next couple of key runs, the power of George, the athleticism of Jackson.
It's a great job mixing it up all the way around. And they used several guys on that drive. They used the big fullback George. They used the receiver Blunt, and then they used Deion Jackson also. You know, and Falk also did a good job of managing the whole situation. And so, you know, great job of using all of the guys and getting into the end zone. Again, you can see the draw play. You can see Deion Jackson seeing the goal line and then refusing to be denied.
So Pace Academy began these playoffs as the number 4 seed of Region 6. If you look at the TCSG scoring drive, just 11 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 4 seconds right now. And Deion Jackson, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. This Pace offense rolling up more than 400 yards on Fitzgerald. And now, you look on the other side now, it's the Purple Hurricane. They scored very quickly last time out. Can they get it done again at 5:18? Jackson, by the way, 113 yards and 17 carries and 3 touchdowns here in the game. What a game for the star running back to Pace Academy.
Yeah, doing a good job, playing on both sides of the ball also. Talked about him getting a little fatigued there. They rested him and brought him back, and now he's coming back better than ever, running the football. Pace is trying to take control of the game. A stop here will put them in great shape. A score by Fitzgerald will keep the tension and the pressure on Pace.
Yeah, they scored very quickly last time. Let's see if they can do it again. Kickoff goes into the end zone, so we'll go 1st and 20 right now. And so now let's see if Fitzgerald can answer. Again, this is a unit right now with no seniors on offense, no senior starters. If you take a look at what they've done recently, 15 straight playoff appearances, but they hadn't been in the title game since 2000. You can see here the semifinals, second round, and the quarterfinals as well. In fact, I believe 7 of the last 8 years they've been to the quarterfinals. Look at that 3 overtime loss to Jefferson back in 2012. That's a heartbreaker. But these Purple Hurricane used to playing deep into November, but trying to capitalize here, and boy, they've got to get some work done if they're to get their first state championship since 1948. That last time they were in the title game, here it is, back in 2000, Fitzgerald taking on Jackson and coming up short in the semifinal in this game, though again they went on to win. And so they went on to win the semifinal game and then lost in the title game last time they played in the championship. Back then those semifinals played here in the Georgia Dome. So on first down right there, short gain. Brings up 2nd down and 6. Again, the clock begins to be a factor right now as we tick under the 5-minute mark. And Fitzgerald needs 2 touchdowns right here to catch up with pace.
Yeah, Fitzgerald got to continue to do what they do. Trust in their system and what they've been taught to do and what they've been coached to do. And I think they'll be fine. They got to find a way to keep these chains moving. A stop right here by Pace, can almost, seal a victory for them.
Yeah, you feel right now where they're kind of trying to run a no huddle. That was J.D. King on the short carry right there, 3rd and 4. And King now is going to split out to the left. Empty backfield for Graham on 3rd down. He keeps it himself, but will be short of a first down, and so a crucial play, the ball game right here for Fitzgerald. They're going to have to go for it on 4th and 3 in their own territory as the clock winds down towards 4 minutes.
Yeah, huge 4th down play.
Fitzgerald, 3 timeouts left. Pace has 2. 4th and 3 from the 27. Handoff to Harris. And they tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. Pace stops him on 4th down, and the Knights defense holds. They will take over deep in Fitzgerald territory with under 4 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, they tried to run the reach play. They've had success running it. Unfortunately, Montrell Harris was stopped just short of the first down. Again, a good job using hands, getting off blocks and running flat down the line by the Pace defense. Huge stop and a chance to really put a nail in the coffin right here with the touchdown.
Well, Pace Academy, by the way, Fitzgerald only 2 first downs here in this 4th quarter, here in the 2nd half. And tough for them, tough going. So Pace now trying to milk this clock, up by 2 touchdowns. They control the destiny. Falk on the rollout, looking for a score, trying to get something going. Goes down inbounds. That's a heady play by the sophomore to keep the clock running.
Again, we've seen the same type of action. Bootleg, a naked action, a play fake to the right, and him boot him, a play fake to the left, and him booting back to the right. Again, Fitzgerald's got defenders in position, but they're not able to make the play. Falk is out athleting them with his feet and his brain.
I'm really impressed with both these sophomore quarterbacks, but what a job Gunnar Falk has done. Again, he was 9 of 9 in the first half. Drew first score just before the half. Open the clock down, the 7-minute mark, 7 seconds on the play clock before he does finally snap the ball. And very little gain right there on that play. Talked to Coach Slade. They had the back-to-back losses in the midseason. He said, really, after the GAC loss, he said, let's take a look at really who we are.
Fitzgerald.
We have a timeout now.
First timeout at half.
3:04 mark. They have 2 timeouts left. And he said, really, he felt the losses made them a better, more confident team. They really had to stop and kind of look within and kind of figure out who they were. He said the key is, again, they really pay attention. The coaching staff have bought into what they've tried to do in these 3 years, and all that really came in to play for them here in the second half of the season. So we have a timeout here on the field. by Fitzgerald. Hey, if you've been patiently waiting for the return of Sherlock, you are in for a treat on New Year's Day. The Abominable Bride, a 90-minute holiday special, is coming to GPB, and the episode features a major twist. It's set in 1890s London. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman star, along with many other familiar faces from the regular series. It's a new year and a new Sherlock. The Abominable Bride premieres Friday, January 1st at 9 p.m. on GPB. And it's elementary, Watson. What has to happen right here, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fitzgerald's got to get a stop and 2 scores, or the game is over.
3:04 right now. Reality setting in for Fitzgerald. You got to find a way to stop this pace offense that has really done almost all that they want to do. A couple of fumbles lost in the third quarter. Otherwise, it's been all pace. Nice job here by Jackson on the screenplay to get out. It looks like he's got a first down. 3rd and 5 with a smart play there by Falk.
Yeah,
they've run that play effectively. That little short screen. They wait for the line to release, the defensive line, and then just pop it over their heads.
Yeah, it's a great job. You know, Falk is doing a good job of getting the ball in there. I mean, it hasn't been wide open. You know, sometimes it's wide open. It's easy to make a completion. But Fitzgerald has actually been close in proximity to making a play. Falk has put the ball where only his man can get it, and then Jackson's made it happen after catching the ball.
I think he's only really 1 sack. That was the 11-yard loss on the scramble. Realis George. And they're going to say he was down at about the 1-foot line.
Yeah, but even on the sack that they got, Faulkner still made it really hard. Yeah. You know, he stepped out of bounds more than anything.
Right.
Was able to elude 2 tacklers. He's just outstanding with his feet and his brain.
And he came back with a 3rd down play, and again, the running play to Jackson. Realis George trying to get in here from the 1-foot line, and
he's in.
Didn't see it. Did you see the score? Okay, I didn't see him with their hands up. All right, touchdown. There we go.
Well, hold on.
Did he get it? No, hold on. Yeah, I never saw anybody.
Yeah, they never signaled the touchdown.
Yeah. We got a band playing.
But they spot
it's on the board, touchdown.
Well, they spot the ball at the 3-yard line. I'm assuming that he scored.
There it is. I didn't see anybody with their hands up.
Oh, yeah.
But all right, so touchdown, Realis George. Sorry for the non-exciting call on that. Realis George scores again, and so Pace about to wrap up their first ever state championship. We do have an injured player on the ground, and that's for Fitzgerald. Looks like it's Tyler Ball, the senior defensive lineman. And so Fitzgerald, what a season for the Purple Hurricane, coming up out of South Georgia. As we mentioned, lost to region rival Brooks County, 21-17 back in their 7th game. And the winning streak ever since. 7 straight wins to get here to the Georgia Dome, averaging 42 points per game in the playoffs. We run up against a tough Pace Academy team right now. The TCSU touchdown replay. Here we go with the touchdown.
Yeah, George just powers his way in, you know, runs his feet. He's tough to tackle. He's bigger than probably everybody on the Fitzgerald defense. And so, and he's got speed and quickness. You know, he's just not just a big guy who can't move. He's got some subtle quickness to him, some good speed, good body lean, and that's how he's able to get into the end zone.
Deceptive. A lot of weapons in this Pace Academy team. 5-play, 24-yard drive. Took 1:17. So Pace Academy now feeling pretty confident that they will be state champions here in 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Don't forget, coming up, we have 2 more title tilts. And boy, they are good ones. Buford versus Cartersville in the 4A game coming up next at about a 4:30 kickoff time. A rematch of last year's semifinals won by Buford as the Wolves try to repeat as 4A champions. And then tonight, a battle of unbeatens at 8 o'clock. It's a 6A game. Colquitt County, the Packers, your defending champions, winners of 29 in a row, taking on Roswell Hornets, a team we saw in week 1 back in August here at GPB. Both teams undefeated. We expect a lot of fans here, and we expect a lot of offense in that one.
Yeah, all of those are outstanding football teams. It's a great time of year. Georgia high school football got some of the best football in the United States of America. You get to see quality coaching and quality players.
That Colquitt County team, ranked number 2 in the country by USA Today, they think they should be number 1. We talked to Rush Probst about that. He said, hey, we think we're the best team in the country. They took their cell phones away from the players yesterday morning so they couldn't read about all the hype online about that game. So 2 more games coming up here on GPB to kick off right here into the end zone. Harris lets him fly on through. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 12:07 to go in this. Hey, if good food and good times are your idea of the holidays, then join Chef Vivian Howard for a holiday special from A Chef's Life. Vivian and her family explore Southern traditions, new and old, and of course spend some time in the kitchen with the restaurant staff at Chef and the Farmer. It's a heartfelt family exploration of what a traditional holiday experience can be this Monday at 7 on GPB. Hope everyone has a great holiday season as we wrap up here. You got all your shopping done for your family, Brian?
Still got a little bit to do.
A little to go? Okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, Pace Academy is 2 minutes and 7 seconds away from there. It's an early holiday gift right here. It's King on 1st down, and what a story that has been. The top rusher in the state, over 2,400 yards, has just been bottled up in this game. About a 5-yard gain. It's one of his better gains of the year, of the game, I should say.
Yeah, Pace has done a good job stopping the run, especially the inside run game. J.D. King. Now they're in a very tough situation because you got a team that's thrown the ball very rarely all season. Now they're in a situation where they got to get quick strikes.
15 carries, 46 yards for J.D. King. King yet again with this Fitzgerald team. What a season they have had this year. You know, really, Coach Strickland said he felt last year they had the goods to win it all, and even Chris Slade, who lost in the quarterfinals, agreed. He said, hey, last year I felt Fitzgerald was the best team in the state.
Well, that's the way it happens most of the time. You know, it's very rare that you got the best team goes out there and wins the state championship. You know, it's teams that you never expect to get there. A lot of times they battle through and unexpected things happen. You know, the state championship team, you know, that was a part of the year before. The team was actually better talent-wise, and we actually got beat during that season pretty bad by Marist by more than 30 points, and then we came back and beat them in the final. So it's one of those things where a lot of times it's pleasant surprises in terms of winning championships.
Shavers on the carry on 1st down at Fitzgerald as the clock winds down at 40 seconds, and it appears that Fitzgerald going to just let this clock run down right now. 2 timeouts, they're not calling anything and not trying a pass play. Fitzgerald going to fall to Pace Academy here. What a job by the Knights. This is why you play the games. They were the 4th seed out of their region, unranked coming into this game, and yet they are now seconds away from their first ever state championship. Graham going deep, but he's picked off. Interception right there by Pace Academy. And the celebration begins on the sidelines right there with Chris Slade and his coaching staff. They've been in place for 3 years now, and what a job they have done to seal this off with their first forced turnover here of the game. And the celebration begins on the Pace sidelines, and the fans are right here to the game.
Yeah, Pace done a good job, you know, all night of being prepared, being in position. And here you go, another opportunity for them to get back and make the interception.
And Coach, always a defensive player, as he told Nikki at halftime, he said, she said, you look like you can still play, and he does. He's in great shape. He says only on 3rd down rushing the quarterback, but the defensive-minded person of Chris Slade, and what a job he has done with this program as they now can officially begin to celebrate. That was Jordan Payne, by the way, on the interception. What a team effort by the Pace Academy Knights. State champions for the first time.
Yeah, great job. You know, Coach did a good job of having his guys prepared offensively and defensively. It was going to take, you know, everything, including special teams, for them to win this game. And they dominated, you know, pretty much the entire game on both sides of the ball. Fitzgerald made some adjustments, made some runs. At the end of the day, Pace Academy is your state champion.
Celebration by Pace. Players congratulating each other on a well-played game. I thought these two teams really were very well matched. And as you mentioned early on, there's some really good coaching going on both sides. Great play calling, taking advantages of weaknesses and things they saw in the defense, mixing things up. But in the end, the Pace offense was just perhaps too versatile and too good for Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I think that's what it came down to at the end of the day. You know, Pace has some outstanding athletes, and those guys made plays down the stretch. And I think, like I said, the coaches put them in position to make those plays. I thought you saw a really good game called on both sides of the ball for Pace and Fitzgerald as well. I thought Fitzgerald, you know, stuck to what they do, which was running the football, and they had a chance. They just didn't execute well enough down the stretch in order to win the game.
Yeah, Pace Academy. So once again, Class 2A champions for the first time, and what a job they've done there. We're talking to Chris Slade a couple years ago up there at a practice, and he was saying again kind of the same things. You know, hey, it was his first year as a head coach, trying to make some things happen, change some things up. I asked him about, you know, being in the NFL, does it change things? And he said, well, he talked about the coaches that he's worked with in his career. 8 years with the Patriots, 1 year with the Carolina Panthers before retiring. Talked about his time as an All-American linebacker at Virginia and under George Welch there, and again Al Groh and some of the inspirations that he's had. He said a lot of his ex-teammates from his playing days live in Atlanta, and said they are a part of the crowd today. They would be here today. They were calling all week with great, some great, advice for him and great encouragement, and he comes away. And what a great scene right there as Coach celebrates this championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's well deserved. You know, they were prepared. Again, offensively, defensively, and special teams, I thought they did a good job, and the end result is a state championship.
You know, it was a great game plan, as you talked about. We went in knowing that, you know, that Falk, the quarterback, the sophomore, had played very well in the second half of the season. We knew what Deion Jackson had done, 1,400 yards rushing. But you didn't count on maybe Realis George and the way they would use George, the fullback. They saw something there on the left side of the line. They would bust him in for the big gain. And once they got to 5 or 6 yards in the first down, things would change and go from there. Fitzgerald, you can see here Jason Strickland accepting the second place trophy. Their best finish again in the state since 2000. And they will, again, with no seniors on offense, you can expect them to be in the mix again next year as they try to again get their first state championship since back in 1948. But what a great job by Coach Strickland and the Purple Hurricane.
Yeah, again, very young on offense, no seniors in the 2 deep. And so they return a huge group that I know will probably be determined and trying to get back here. We tip your hat to Fitzgerald. They gave great effort all night.
Yeah, they did. Graham is an outstanding dual threat quarterback. I think he'll become a better passer next year as they may diversify their offense. J.D. King, again, the top rusher in the state. Already has an offer from Georgia Southern, but you expect more to come from him. And for what a great group of guys, again, for Fitzgerald as they come away second place. But the spoils go to the champion of 2A, Pace Academy. Let's go down to Mark for the presentation.
Time now to present award to this year's 2015 AA State Champions. And for that, we go to the Executive Director of the GHSA, Gary Phillips.
Thank you, Mark. Coach, you had a great season, a number 4 seed all the way to the state championship. I don't know if that's been done before, but it's certainly something to be proud of. And we're here with our friends from Georgia Farm Bureau to make the awards presentation to you and your representatives.
Coach, on behalf of Georgia Farm Bureau, it's my pleasure to present you with a AA State Championship 2015 football trophy.
Thank you. You guys.
It was easy. Coach, while your team holds that trophy up high, talk about the joy of bringing these guys to the state championship.
He's the captain. Okay. I just wanted to get Philip Elliott up here. He's one of our captains, one of our leaders. This has been a long season. Guys have really played together, fought hard against a great Fitzgerald football team who beat us last year in the playoffs. We knew it was going to be a tough battle, but we stuck together. We fought hard. Guys got tired, but they stuck it up. And I'm just so happy and proud to be the head coach of this team. I'm happy for Pace, the community, the administration, the teachers, athletic department, everybody involved in Pace. We finally got it. We brought it home. It's our time. Let's go.
Well, don't go anywhere. Anthony, come here. Talk a little about what this means. You're holding the state championship trophy, the state championship football. What's it mean to bring this home for the Knights?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank the whole Pace community. Look at that fan section, baby! It feels amazing. We worked since last winter, and this is a really big deal, and I'm so proud of our team and our community.
Hey, you guys came in as a number 4 seed. You guys weren't ranked, but you got hot at the right time. Talk about winning the state title.
I mean, I was like to thank God for this opportunity, and just the team. We're just so together, and we bond with everything. And I think that chemistry and how we came through the season and just gotten better and better every week, and we got hot at the right time, and this is the result of it. So I'm just couldn't be any happier at this moment right now.
Hey, talk about the journey. It's a long season, 15 games. You guys got the last win of the year in Class AA.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's been a long ride. A lot of games, a lot of weeks. A lot of people get tired, but we pushed through, and you know, here we are, one state championship. So proud of the whole team, proud of all the fans, proud of all the coaches. So thank you.
Okay. Coach Slade, you're a Pro Bowler. You won an AFC title. How does this compare on the Richter scale?
A lot harder work, I can tell you that. NFL is just, I'm just responsible pretty much for myself, but I got 50 great kids here, man. This ranks up to one of my most memorable victories. Matter of fact, this tops it because we worked so hard to get here. No one thought we would be this far. No one thought that we would ever have a chance to win the state title back in 2008 when this program started, but the people in our community stuck with us. They believed in us. We got a heck of a senior group that I'm going to miss tremendously. I am just so proud of everybody. Guys, thank you so much, GHSA. Thank you, Pace Academy. Yes, sir.
It was a great night for the Knights. A state championship in 2015. Congratulations to Pace Academy, the 2015 AA state champions. Hold that up high, Coach.
Don't hold it up. It's all coach.
And now it's time to go to Jackie Britton and the GPB tailgate party.